The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
be a friend, tell a friend something nice, could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Rain and Repeat Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. This program starts now.
Sports!
Our wonderful sports are glorious, and last night we crowned a back-to-back national champion, and you can't or UConn. The Huskies are once again the kings of the men's college basketball world. Their head coach will be joining us in about 19 minutes or so. Excited to hear Dan Hurley. He's already getting questions about Kentucky. He's been talking about the team, the boys, and they just had the most dominant tournament run in the history of the tournament. You're talking about a dynasty that's going to be talked about forever, potentially. It's not going to get broken up by a check from Kentucky, is it?
No.
No way. The Huskies posted a plus 140-point differential throughout the tournament. That's the best ever. That's the most dominant run in the history of March Madness. The average point margin of victory was 23.3 points.
Damn!
23.3. Remember, they had a 30-0 run at one point in the middle of the Elite Eight game. Most national titles in the last 25 years. Shout out to UConn. Became the first men's team since Florida in 06 and 07 to win back-to-back national titles. Shout out to Donovan. I heard he's potentially down there in Kentucky right now doing his interviews from Florida to Oklahoma City, I do believe. Now potentially going to Kentucky. UConn is now 6-0 in national championships games. They get there. They get to the dance. They're going to win.
Congrats.
The talk stable's here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt, sweet shirt con man. One half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and a man who's a UConn alumni, who's been chirping about these Huskies literally since opening night of college basketball season. And I think we all probably should have if we would have known what we were about to witness. We should have been paying attention to this more.
Yep, for sure.
We had no idea about Kling Kong, and we had no idea about the Dragons or the Wolves or on the underwear of Dan Hurley. But the way they play is like old school, but it's also dominant. Second half of games, they just take over and they drown people. Zach Edey, hell of a first half. Edey.
Yeah, way to go, Edey.
Hell of a tournament, Zach Edey. Thank you for everything you did for Purdue. And shout out to the Boilermakers making it all the way to the national championship. But Darius, this team just smothers people. And that's exactly what happened in that second half yet again for this UConn Huskies
And
team.
you mentioned Edey. Edey came out. He was on fire. He was dominant early, scoring in the paint, grabbing boards. Me and Tone talked about it on the show Monday. Second half, you're not going to be worried. It was close in the first half, but second half, the best second half team. Coach Hurley's pissing a lot of people off, getting in some guys' faces on the court, but I love that attitude. Spencer, you asked me about what other guys outside of Klingen. Tristan Newton, most outstanding player, back-to-back tournaments now, came over from ECU, has had a dominant run. But, man, I have never seen, I know in my time, a more dominant back-to-back run. I know Florida did it when they brought their whole team back, but to do it in this day and age with NIL and everything else going on, unbelievable times up there in stores right now, baby. 6-0 in Natties, come on, man.
Yeah, it won't end, right? You can't. You can't be 6-0 in Natties and be an actual powerhouse in college basketball, and then have some team that hasn't been relevant in a long time, who's considered a blue blood, just take your coach after back-to-back national championships.
Can't do it.
There's no way that can happen.
Nope.
Listen, UConn friends of mine, if that happens, not good. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to take you guys serious forever.
Yep.
It's going to be hard to take you guys serious forever if that takes place. Now, it doesn't sound like it's a worry. And I think Coach Hurley, who's going to be joining us, said last night, like, you have to ask my wife about that, too. She's a pretty big part of this entire decision. I don't think it's even possible or feasible. But the fact that the conversation's even happening has been, you're back-to-back national champions. What are we talking about going somewhere else because it's a better job? UConn and he said it last night. He said, we run college. We're a part of college.
Yeah.
We run college basketball, both men's and women's. Why is everybody chirping that there's a chance he could leave after back-to-back national championships?
Honestly, it's kind of weird, but you mentioned it. Last 30 years, we got more natties than any other program. But all you hear, over the past few years, Duke, it's Kentucky, it's Kansas, it's the UNC, it's the blue blood program. So now you're hearing we're the bluest of blood. So I don't think he goes anywhere. You mentioned his wife speaking on it. But money talks. When you're on the top of the mountain, obviously everybody wants to.
Yeah, UConn can't be too broke.
No.
We got to keep him. Got to keep him, man. Got to.
If UConn can't, all the people chirping, Diane Taurasi, Darius J. Butler, Molly, you guys might need to
pull it
together.
They got it up there.
They don't spend it on football. They should have it for basketball, right?
Good point.
Amen.
Nobody had a plane either to get him to Phoenix whenever the NCAA messed that whole thing up. So I'm starting to worry. Kentucky there? If he's at Kentucky and the plane doesn't work going to the national championship, somebody down there is like...
They couldn't even spell their coach's name right.
Well, that was true.
That was on purpose.
That was on purpose. To get him right. And it worked.
Good rib.
And it worked. It got him right to Arkansas. Coach Hurley ain't going anywhere. The fact that that's even a conversation is wild to me. It legitimately is. And I know modern college sports is different than it's ever been, but the coaches kind of getting plucked and moved to different places would make sense in some situations if you were moving to a bigger, better, more desirable place. I understand Kentucky has a lot of history, and shout out to Kentucky and BBN and everything like that. But what are we talking about?
Yeah.
We're in the middle of back-to-back national champions. We're building a dynasty right now. We're building a machine right now. We're building the team that is going to try to be emulated for the next 4 generations. It's like you can't lose your head coach there. Gomblers are hoping that Dan Hurley doesn't leave UConn ever either.
No.
They cover how much? How many games in a row now? 12?
In 12 tournament games.
So March Madness is one of the highest sports gambling activity events of the year. Super Bowl, obviously, number 1. Yeah. Everybody has some sort of bet somewhere. March Madness, somebody has a bet somewhere if you're going to bet on anything ever. That is kind of how March Madness is for gamblers. They're the most sure team in the history of sports, seemingly at this point, for most sports gamblers.
I was thinking about it last night, like when they covered, and it easily covered again. Again, they don't just cover, okay? They easily cover every game. And the last 2 years, I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is the greatest team of all time for bettors as far as that. Like, obviously, there's incredible teams throughout the hit. But as far as betting is concerned, because they don't just win, they don't just cover. You just put your feet up and you just count your money all night long. That's what this UConn team has done the last 2 years.
And to the victor go the spoils, to the losers go the comments. Big Ten can't win a natty.
No, they cannot.
Ty, I am so bummed out for Zach Edey. What a run, E.
Yeah.
Way to go.
You're right, though. They can't.
Big Ten's records in these national championship games, and when was the last time they won?
I think 2000.
2000, Michigan State. Yeah. Since then, they had a team in there 8 times, and they've lost every single one of them.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Always brag,
B1G in a BAD spot.
I know.
What a time, man. What a time. But I was pumped to watch Purdue kind of go on the run this year. Thought it was going to be different. And I don't think, they would. I know nobody's celebrating in Purdue.
Sure.
But it's like when we look back on what this UConn team is, which I think will take place.
They're celebrating. It's big for them.
First Final Four.
Some programs, this is big. Congrats, Purdue. Great run. Great run.
Come on.
Braden Smith, only guy on the team that had assists last night. Great run. But yeah, this is good. A lot of programs celebrate this.
Edey had the second most points all time in the tournament.
And, that's great.
They're celebrating.
I heard Coach Lisa Bluter talking about her program and reaching in.
They're celebrating.
Some of the stuff. If Gino would have said some of that stuff.
They're having a celebration.
I would try to run him out of stores. But yeah, different programs, different.
All right, well, let's get back to Purdue, because Purdue
Congrats.
has lost in the first round before this tournament after being highly ranked. And in the Big Ten tournament, they lose early, and everybody thinks, this is the same old Boilermakers. This team stinks. They can't beat anybody, whatever it matters. They did. They won a lot of massive games, and they got good representation for the Big Ten and the Natty, which you guys lost once again, but still there. Nobody in the Big 12 was there.
Nope.
We're not sitting, West Virginia ain't sitting around saying, our conference at least got a natty. Big 10 was there. That's something to at least hang your hat on over there, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of, the excuse that you can always go back to. Me and Foxy have talked about this. Like, the league's so tough. These guys beat up on each other all season. How could you expect to go win a national
Michigan State ain't saying shit.
Whoa. We're actually the king of Final Fours and not finishing in the championship game.
When?
Kind of
20 years ago? When was this?
The last 20 years, we've made a bunch of Final Fours. That's kind of Izzo's thing.
Draymond.
But he just cannot get that championship.
But it is sweet for Edie because he won 2 Player of the Years back to back. So, him going down as one of the greatest Purdue or just players in Big Ten history. It was nice that he didn't just go out there and completely lay an egg in the title game too. But you watch UConn, it's like same deal. Even that first half, it's like okay, they're kind of keeping it close. It never felt like Purdue, unless Edie was just gonna go out in the second half and draw a bunch of fouls on UConn and score 40 points. They never had a chance, and it didn't feel like they did either.
I was obviously in the middle of the Raw after Mania, which was an incredible honor to be a part of. 20,255 people inside.
Damn.
That's the largest Monday Night Raw of all time for tickets sold and everything like that. But I was getting updates for the game while Raw was happening, and then I got to watch the game on the flight home. So shout out to that being my new routine on the way back, is just catching up on what's happening in the entire world there. Every text update about the game, there was no.
No.
There was never a moment where it was oh, they just got it. It was always 12, 7, 5, 7. 12,
right.
14.
Yeah.
It was it just and that's what this UConn team has done so well. Even when the other team answers, it's all right, well, we're going to continue to just bury you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so impressive how consistent they are, which is why we'll talk to Dragon's Underwear in about 10 minutes or so to see how the hell he pulled it off.
To your point, it's funny because I was watching those texts come in, and D-Butt sent one, and it was Edie is dominating. UConn up 6.
Yes.
That's how it was going.
Even got a percentage of shots made at one text, and it was up 12. It's what? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in the actual game, but I'm looking at these numbers live, and it's this is just classic UConn basketball, seemingly.
Oh yeah, and the best part too was Hurley after the game being we knew Edie. We know he's a 7'4" giant. We can let that guy score 40 points. It's all the rest of these guys that we're just gonna say, hey, no chance you guys do anything relevant tonight whatsoever.
I think his exact words were, Edie going to get 20, 25 shots. He's going to score 30, 35 points or whatever. Everybody else, we only wanted to hold him to 18 points.
Yeah.
The rest of the team, we wanted to hold everybody else to 18. If Edie scores 40, keep feeding him.
Yeah.
Keep feeding him in there. He scores 40. Damn, he scores 50.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, let him score 60.
Yeah.
We just won't let anybody else score any points. And Hurley was that was the mindset going in. It's thank you for being so transparent about what your strategy was, but also thank you for displaying a little bit of how and why this UConn team is how they are. That is just such an easy game plan that I assume they executed perfectly, and boom, now we're on to the next. Okay, what are we doing this game? Well, they got a 7'4" guy. Let's let him have his.
Yeah.
Well, he's Player of the Year. It's let him have it.
Exactly.
How much can he score? How fast can they score with him? Those are all 2s coming out there. Everything is good. We let him do his thing. And maybe Kling Kong will lock him down, which he did.
Yeah.
Which he did in the second half. Maybe Kling Kong will kind of Gary Payton this entire thing, too. Maybe we'll get a good one-on-one matchup. And then, boom, they're winning by double digits yet again, and Dan Hurley's losing his mind holding the trophy. It's just... It's a machine up there, and it all revolves around just high basketball IQ, which is kind of what Dan Hurley chatted about last week when we talked to him.
And just looking through the roster, I would have thought that there were 5, 6, 7 seniors on the team, but basically everybody can unless they go to the league, which some of them definitely should. But unless they don't, they're just reloading. But Indiana, in typical Indiana fashion, they'll still hang a banner for not winning a championship. They still got that final. Purdue. They still got that Final Four banner.
Final Four banner.
That is still cool, and that is still an accomplishment. I think that is something to celebrate. What is the first Final Four since 1980? Wasn't that it? It is a historic.
That's pretty good.
It's a historic run. It's cool.
I was at the, what's it called? Wells Fargo was the arena I was in last night in Philly. I was looking up at the banners they have. 1975.
Yeah.
That was the Stanley Cup one.
Oh.
That's the last time?
Man.
What?
That's the last time.
I was looking for other banners from some time.
Yeah,
in
Sixers?
the modern era.
Did one fall down, maybe?
Maybe. No, well, I'm not. We don't care about the Sixers.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Flyers on this side banners, and then Sixers were on this side. Flyers, they had the Hall of Fame banners.
Sure.
Okay.
I think people that they put into their Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay.
There was 4 or 5 of those banners.
Yeah.
And then there was number retired, Perron,
Ronick.
Eric
Lindros.
Yeah, I think. And then there was the Stanley Cup banners up there in the far left. And I looked at those years, and 19 with a 7.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's covered in dust and soot.
1975. It's that's an old banned.
Yeah, you could have turned around and the Sixers would have been the same thing.
Really? Yeah, because I tried to. I couldn't. They were right above me. I couldn't really see where they were at.
Yeah, they don't win anything. I think Julius Erving's their only title, and that might have still been like the ABA.
Yeah, but Philadelphia was a great host.
Yeah, they set a record. Rock said they set a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, largest gathering of Triangular Park.
So good.
That was a lot of fun.
Crowd showed up.
Yeah, whole
Award
weekend.
show. Oh, yeah.
Saturday, a little bit. I mean, it was cold as shit out there. So I think crowd, me included, with how cold it was, I don't think any of us. It was shockingly cold.
It was shocking.
Who gave Cole that beanie?
What's that?
Who gave Cole that?
Yeah, well, that's the thing
First
about
time you ever wore
Cole.
that?
Cole's okay with looking like an asshole.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He just put that thing right on top of his thing. He like, as soon as he put it on, my first thing was like, we need to turn that Adidas back. Like, you're not, you're about to give Adidas a lot of love right now. We have no. And then I thought, Adidas might be pissed, actually, with how dumb you look. So it was like, I don't know if it's a win-win here, but Cole said, he put gloves on, I think, at one point, had the beanie on. Corey Graves put a whole trench coat on.
Full jacket.
Everybody was like prepared. I was not. I was not prepared at all. I didn't know it could be that cold at that time. And everybody, it was like 50 and then like 46 or whatever. There was that northern wind coming
my
in.
God.
Hefty.
It felt like Antarctica was just blowing through the stadium on the way out. Shout out to everybody that got in the ring and was just bouncing around out there.
Yeah, legendary.
That had to be.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Those chops that Sami Zayn was
The kendo
taking.
sticks. I don't know if it was night 1 or 2 with the kendo sticks. Those didn't feel good, I assume.
That was Snoop, so that would have been
That was night two.
Night two
Yeah,
or whatever.
'cause Street
Snoop needs to
Profits.
commentate everything.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Snoop needs to commentate everything. Last night was awesome. WrestleMania was fantastic. Congrats to UConn. We'll talk to Coach Hurley here in about a matter of 5 minutes or so. Speaking of coaches that are speaking, Matt Rule of Nebraska got a chance to hang around Bill Belichick for a day. This is how he said it went. Now, whenever you hear people talk about Bill Belichick, remember, he is a guy who was not hired by any of these coaches or any of these teams that had head coaching vacancies. Now, if you hire Bill, is he a GM? How many you got? What do you want? Well, listen to Matt Rule talk about his description of how he felt the time with Bill Belichick went just yesterday.
He is so smart, has seen so much, that he can make the complex so simple that it humbles you and embarrasses you. I was embarrassed yesterday listening to him, how smart he is, how simple it was. He went, he went 4.5 hours just with the coaches. Forget the clinic. Like, he came in and met with our coaching staff. And 3.5 hours in, I was like, Coach, would you like a water, a cup of coffee? Would you like to use the restroom? Because I desperately had to use the restroom, you know. And he's like, I'm fine, Matt. I was like, yes, sir. And just sitting there and just talking, right? And just his recall from things 15 years ago. And, you know, the only reason why we don't get through more information is because he's having to slow down to make sure you understand what he's saying. I mean, so you have this man who's a savant, right, who's been a defensive coordinator. He's been a special teams coordinator. He's coached, you know, he could be an offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach twice. He's been a GM person. I mean, he's talking about football in a way that just, like, I mean, illuminates things and makes things so simple that you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the only reason why we didn't learn more is because he had to speak slower to us. There could have been more information that we could have received from him, but he was just making sure we all understood. And he just makes it all so simple. There's a couple other quotes where he just starts rambling on about like everything that Bill Belichick has done. And you see his brain just like remember, oh yeah, like 20 years ago, he's also doing this and he was doing this. Guy could be an offensive coordinator if he wanted. I mean, this is just like a never ending cycle. 3.5 hours in, I say, hey, you want a coffee? You want to? Because I needed to pee. And he said, no. I was all right. So Matt Rule just pissed himself?
I think so.
I think Matt Rule probably just pissed himself there. But shout out to Bill giving back.
Yeah.
Right, which I think we're seeing. He went to the Washington Huskies, I think, coaching clinic and talked to like high school coaches, I think, over in Washington. Now he's at Nebraska for an X's and O's clinic that was taking place. It's like Bill's not going to be able to stay away from football, but also probably in Bill's mind, he's like feeling as if, A, I'm still in it with this, but also trying to give back a little bit, which he hasn't been able to do for 24 years because he's been so locked in.
Yeah, and it's smart for these coaches and these programs to bring them in and actually talk to them and get some of that knowledge. Obviously, he's probably been, you know, somewhat accessible to some of these guys. Because the thing about Bill behind the scenes, like, you know, probably an asshole and, you know, he is who he is, but if he likes you, if he respects you, like you have a conversation with you, and he'll talk, until he's ready to be done talking. But coming into the league, obviously you're going to that next level, and it's gonna. You think you know football, you think you know how things work, and you're just taken aback by his knowledge of it. I remember when we were playing the Packers, I think maybe my first or second year, and he went all the way. Hey, let me tell you about the entire history of this organization. We were going to Lambeau, tell you about it. This dude pulled up film, no shit, from like the 1950s and just had it going on. 1960s, 1950s, one of those years, had it going on. I'm like, yo, where did this dude come from? Obviously, he was born in it. His pops was the coach. His pops around it. Him sitting next to you at the Army-Navy game, like him, just his recall on things, plays, evolution of things in the sport. Like it's incredible to just be around him and soak up all that information whenever you can. To hear Matt Rule, who's been a head coach, obviously in college for a long time, NFL, and then just be like, yeah, I'm completely embarrassed. And like how he simplifies it, that's what the best teachers do. They simplify it, man. It's dope to hear.
Imagine Matt Rule going like, so this is Bill going, how do you guys do it? And then Matt Rule doing it, and he goes, why don't you just, and Matt Rule go,
Yeah.
Wow. I'm embarrassed. I am. They were coaching at the same time, same league.
Yeah.
Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Dave Tepper's like, yeah, that's what I've been saying
Bingo.
this whole damn time. But I do appreciate how, like, just Matt Rule has been awesome through this whole thing. Remember one of his previous press conferences, he's like, good quarterback out of the portal goes $1-2 million. You know, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep. $2 million. Just so we all know.
Yeah, just so we're clear.
Just so we all know what's happening right now. He has gone into this. I don't like to talk about heirs because the heir story,
Yeah, sure.
Shout to the billionaire Taylor Swift.
Ian.
But Matt Rule is seemingly in this like transparent, hilarious era, and I'm very, very thankful for it. I think it's good for Nebraska too. More eyes are watching Matt Rule talk. More eyes are learning about how cool Nebraska is. And if Bill Belichick's going out there, I assume more football information is headed out to Nebraska ASAP.
Yeah, like the wealth of knowledge that he has, the fact that Matt Rule, who's known to be one of the better just coaches in general, especially in college football. Say what you want about NFL, but like what he does to programs, he turns them around immediately. And for a guy like that to be like, yeah, I was embarrassed by my understanding of football after hearing it from a Bill Belichick is incredible. And once again, they'll probably win 5 more games because what Bill Belichick did for him.
Coach Hurley will be joining us in a few moments, obviously day after a national championship. We don't know if he still has the Dragons on or if he's got anything going on. It might be a few minutes late here. So as that continues to take place, let's chit-chat about the New England Patriots.
Ooh.
Giving Kyle Duggar a 4-year, $32 million guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Duggar. Now, this is an interesting time for this deal to take place. Yeah. There's like a wave of free agency. Then there's like deals, and then there's a stop time. Then there's a combine. Then there's like, we need to look at the draft. And then there's like another wave of like, hey, let's get some deals done here so we know exactly how much money we have. How pumped are you about this in New England? And what does this tell you? Has it been a positive or negative offseason for the New England Patriots?
Definitely positive, but only in New England. Like, people don't care if you re-sign players from a 4-13 team. Understandably so. Like, why would you? Kyle Duggar's been our best defensive player for the past 3 years, probably. Matthew Judon, obviously, is the guy that gets all the, kind of pub, as he should. He had 17, 18 sacks a couple years ago, but Kyle Duggar is so good. And we talk about how, like, hey, covering the tight end, the nickel position, if you will, that is a real role now. He can do that. He plays safety. He plays, inside the box as a backer, and he does the nickel kind of corner deal where he's covering slot or, the tight end. But this is the biggest signing for us, at least, and it is the little consolation where you don't get Calvin Ridley, you don't get some of those other guys, and you get to bring home, someone that is actually homegrown, been there, done that, especially as we lose all these kind of Slater, Edelman, McCourty, that era, as that kind of goes out the door. Duggar was kind of that next guy after McCourty to be like that safety back end staple of the defense. So huge for New England.
What's actual expectation there? Third in the AFC East?
For AFC East, no, definitely last. This year is not going to be our year in the AFC East. I mean, how could you not? Our quarterback right now is Jacoby Brissett.
No, you got the third overall pick.
Yeah, exactly. I said right now, and it's
Jacoby Brissett.
And Jacoby Brissett, but it's Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill, Tua, Jalen Waddle, and Mike McDaniel too, and then obviously Josh Allen and the Bills. So like the amount of skill quarterback strictly wise in the division is far and above ours. Hopefully we do get a rookie that comes in and plays well or sits and then plays well at the end of the year. But yeah, we're not the best.
I saw some rumors coming out about Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Saw some rumors. That's draft season. That sucks for Malik.
Yeah.
That has to happen. It's just like, I guess these guys just have to go into a hole and act like it doesn't exist. This happened to C.J. Stroud last year.
Yep.
Obviously, this guy, he's the worst we've ever seen.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a moron.
In between the years, what do you want? Scrambled eggs or a quarterback?
You tell me.
You want scrambled eggs? C.J. Stroud. You want a quarterback? You go elsewhere. And then what C.J. Stroud do? He has the greatest rookie season of all time. Throws the least amount of picks. Seemingly can break down a defense better than any rookie in the history of the NFL. Feels like in between the years just fine. Well, that particular test, there was one thing taken out of context and his life was ruined for about a week or so, or maybe 2 months or so, saying he was dumb. That's draft season. It's all bullshit. Could potentially be coming from a team that actually loves the player more than anybody else in the entire NFL because they want to get bad stuff out there because maybe it'll creep in and, we'll pass on that guy. And then what does he do? Oh, he falls to us.
Gotcha.
So that's like a dirty game that takes place, but it's very, very, very real. Now Malik Neighbors not good for a big city.
Whoa.
That's what they're saying about him. But he was also on a IG Live with Jaden Daniels, and he said he knew what was going to happen with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah?
Yes, he did.
Now, I will say Malik Neighbors doesn't know shit, and this particular IG Live was very dumb. But I will say I enjoyed the way Jaden and Malik were kind of dealing or talking to each other. Obviously, it's good for Jaden Daniels to have a teammate, absolutely love him. But for everything that was coming out about Malik Neighbors, seems like him and his quarterback, very good. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an IG Live. We don't have it. We do not have it. Anyways, Malik Neighbors says he knows Jaden Daniels is potentially going somewhere, and everybody's trying to cryptically read through his quote. You have him going back to New England because of what he said.
Yes, I do, because what Neighbors basically alluded to is that he'd be reuniting with one of his old best friends. And obviously people point to Ayuk because there's been this Ayuk-Daniels connection that has kind of blossomed or at least become much more
this is Malik
public.
Neighbors talking about the draft.
Yeah, talking about where Jaden Daniels will go.
Okay, so Ayuk is currently
Yes.
in a spot
Yeah.
Right.
that has a quarterback.
Yep.
Under contract.
So it's going to be a little bit difficult potentially to get Jaden Daniels. But what the hell does Malik Neighbors know? He thinks he's going back to New England.
Yeah, because Keyshawn Butte, who was the number one receiver for Jaden Daniels 2 years ago, above Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., he was drafted last year to the New England Patriots. Obviously, that you could assume that a quarterback and a leading wide receiver of that quarterback in the season, they would probably be best friends. Keyshawn Butte being that guy in New England having that top 3 pick.
That one makes
a lot of people.
Yeah, but Brian Kelly told us to go to Washington.
He
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
Told us to go to Washington at the pro day.
Was
Which might-
Antonio Pierce at Arizona State when Jaden?
Yes. Also,
Okay,
Antonio Pierce.
maybe he. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good-
Maybe
Which is
Malik
the-
Neighbors
Yeah.
talk to Pierce. Maybe he don't know shit. Like, but yeah, sure.
But I do like the way they interacted with each other.
Yeah,
I'm going to
of course.
say, so everything that's being said about Malik, I think is bullshit. Until he's, now granted, everybody can be a piece of shit.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, that literally can become the case, especially whenever you get into the NFL and you get money. Like, there's a chance that people change the entire direction of who they are as a human. Could get lazy. How are they going to handle money? How's everything that's going to be around them? There's a chance that could happen to anybody. But just projecting that now is a wild thing to do to somebody.
And that's what a lot of these decision makers do, behind the scenes, whether it's GMs, former, current GMs, like they talk to each other, going through the process. They're going to call everybody, your family members, your coaches, the custodian, all these things, and find these different things about you. So you do know there is a higher or a lower percentage on a certain amount of guys, but I think it's definitely a BS narrative putting out there right before the draft. And it's kind of a cycle with him. Neighbors a few weeks ago, hey, this is wide receiver 1. I know Marvin Harrison Jr. is out there, but this is the guy. And now we're back at, hey, do you want to give him a ton of money in a big city? Probably not. So it's just part of that cycle.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I'm happy I didn't go to a big city. I would have been in a bad spot. A lot of options. Too many options would not have been good for me at the time. I would have been having too much fun. I think we figured that out here in Indianapolis. But projecting that, I don't think anybody would have been like, yep, can't have him. It's such a roll of the dice, this entire draft. Speaking of roll of the dice, Masters.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah? Here we go.
Here we go. It's Masters Week. With that
go.
being said, we'll be off Thursday, Friday, because obviously all of the ESPN platforms will be covering the Masters through the week. And then I think the weekend, it gets handed over to somebody else. But down there in Augusta, there is a tournament taking place where there is a clear-cut favorite. Scotty Scheffler, plus 450. I believe he's got his beard back as well. Remember, this is a Live and PGA. It is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Last year and the year before that, we've obviously seen spectacular golf. But last year it was a nice first time we saw Liv kind of control the leaderboard. That became a storyline. Then the NWO was winning this entire thing. Then they were going to roll in there. This year, Tone Diggs, is Scotty Scheffler at plus 450 even worth the money? What are we thinking as we sprinkle around the line? I see Rombo Bombo at plus 1,200. I love everything about it.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty plus 450. I don't remember lines like that. I mean, Tiger was like even money, like back during his run. But then when Rory had his run, he had odds down this low. This is like that type of run right now for Scotty being plus 450. That's an absurd low number for those that don't know for golf betting. Like normally the favorite is around where Rory is right now, the plus 1,100 or Rahm plus 1,200. Rahm won last year, so he would normally be the favorite, but Scotty just coming off, and he won in 2022 before Rahm did. Brooks made that run down there at plus 1,300. And then you have the big old guys. Tiger's down there at plus 15,000. So that's 100 to win 15,000. And then Phil's down there, I think, plus 27,000. Phil Mickelson's down there plus 27,000. But you got the par 3 contest tomorrow, and then everyone tees off Thursday morning, and then we get going.
Okay, I cannot wait to watch the Masters. That is a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Whenever you're just chilling.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's
And the Masters are on, the birds are chirping, the trees look more beautiful than they've ever been. The grass, fantastic. And they're able to change these holes like almost seemingly overnight if they want to.
Azaleas.
We have a live feed currently of the practice round Amen Corner down there.
Okay.
Now, nobody has made it there yet because I believe the practice round just started 20-some minutes ago. That's hole 11, 12, 13 there. Good luck, boys.
Go get 'em.
Good luck, Amen Corner, too.
Pristine.
Yeah, we know you're going to have a good one. That's tough. That's a tough green to get to.
Of course.
From what I've seen on television, tough green to get to. There's also a par 5 that's shortly there afterwards that I've heard of somebody who's a finance person taking like a 4-iron and hitting it 260 around some trees to about 6 feet.
Damn.
Not a pro golfer.
What?
Everybody that was in the group shit their pants pretty much and then just kept it moving. Yeah. I mean, Augusta National is where dreams come true. It's where big stories can be made. And this week, it's where we get a live PGA battle for the world to watch.
Yeah, I assume PGA because Liv kind of dominated the final leaderboard last year because it was Rahm, it was Brooks, Phil was up there, Patrick Reed was up there. Like Liv had a very good showing last year.
Brooks, big tournament.
Easter.
Yeah, big tournament. He's showing up.
Yeah, I think so. I saw him doing like some teaching videos too.
Ooh.
Brooks never does that.
No.
Brooks isn't like he's like the I pay to golf. I
Yeah,
get paid
exactly.
to golf guy.
Not the give back to the game guy.
Hates the game.
But I saw him after
love
watching the Drive to Survive, Swing to Win.
The full swing.
There
Full
it
swing.
is.
Yep.
That one.
Swing to win.
Swing to Win.
Yeah, I like that one more.
It's a good name.
Swingy to Wingy.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, when I watch that, Brooks loves golf. Like you can see how
He was-
bummed
yeah,
he
he
was.
was going through it in that
Yeah,
one.
he was going through it because I was just thought he was just like cool guy, shows up, hits ball far, does
Competitor.
his thing, and they were like, well, he only shows up at the big event, only at the majors or whatever. Then you get to see behind the scenes, it's like, nah, this guy is full psycho about golf.
Yeah,
has to be that good. And I saw him at a range hitting a couple of different shots and like teaching people. It's like, wait a minute, is Brooks entering his Phil Mickelson era?
Ooh.
Is Brooks about to be the golfer that we all kind of hope that he could be with all the incredible talent that he has just naturally in raw?
I love this because unfortunately I haven't seen those guys yet this year. Like haven't seen them on TV because they're tough to find and stuff like that. D-Butts I think played golf with them a few times, but it's exciting to see.
I've seen them golf more through D-Butts Instagram.
Bingo.
Legit.
Yes,
Sure.
me
than
too.
through CW.
No
Yes.
doubt.
Shout out to your IG.
And Brooks and Phil, they're not coming off a great outing in Miami. Didn't have a good one this past week, but this is Phil's. Had a chance to play with him this past weekend in the Live Miami thing, but 27th time in the Masters for him. And then Brooks, like you said, he always shows up for the big one. I'm excited to see how Joaquin Neiman plays in this one too, plus 2,500. It's big exciting though.
Did you see the Tiger Woods 5-wood chip video?
No.
yeah.
New one?
Oh, I mean, he's out there. I forget who he was with.
JT.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I don't think
think
it
Saw
was
him with
JT.
JT today.
There was a video, anyways, about him going, I like to use the 5-wood and kind of just like chip it like 110 yards or whatever from the rough. And they're like, well, let's go find rough. We're in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
They go over to this terrible area and he just takes this thing and it just flutters up nicely and just kind of like, and then he tells the pro golfer, he's like, just go ahead and punch down on it like it's a 7-iron. Guy does the same thing. It's like 100 yards. It's like, these dudes just like dick around with clubs until they just find
They're
shots.
unbelievable.
And then they're just locked in. It is awesome to watch. I could watch those little golf tip videos for probably 10 to 15 hours straight if you got me on a good day.
Yeah, they're aliens, like freak show. One of the best teachers, I think Patty loves golf. So Patty teaches golf. I don't know his real name. I don't want to mess it up, but he's one of the best teachers. But yeah, all they do is most other athletes, you know, when you're playing your sport, you're playing it, you have an off season, you want to do something to get away with it. I feel like most of these guys, like I met Brooks last year in Miami, talked to him for about 10 minutes, talked about golf the entire 10 minutes, like nothing else. That's all these guys are consuming, and that's why, you know, they're the best in the world.
And that's also why if you get into a slump, you probably stay in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're just digging away.
Yeah.
Digging and digging away.
Like JT with getting rid of his caddy, right? Like, isn't that part of it? Like, if you just go into the game and overanalyze
He needed to do something.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Switch
No doubt.
Huh?
That was wild going into the Master, like right before the Master.
No offense to Bones, right? Bones obviously incredibly
legend,
successful and a legend, but like JT has become a non-factor.
Yeah, at all.
Correct.
You know, and he's like one of the biggest names.
Yeah.
He's the one that's on the Today Show whenever they're marketing golf, and then now he's just nowhere near a leaderboard. That's not good for PGA either.
No.
Because you see Jay Thomas, like, okay, I will stick around to watch Justin. Very affable, funny. We like him. Attractive, handsome. Oh, he's got a sweet fit on.
Yep.
And he's been around, and now he's just like dead. He had to do something. Maybe new clubs too. I don't know.
Yeah, mix it up.
I like whenever they just change the putter.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what Scotty did.
All right. He did like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see one person show up one week and they're this. Then the next week, they got their hand on one of those fat.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Then the next week, they're doing this one. It's like, oh, think about how much they're going through.
Oh, God.
Every night. It's-
Make 2 putts on the practice green. It's like, I'm
my putter.
I'm using
Adam
this.
Scott did that and won the Masters with it.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Golf is such a, and then Augusta National will make you be tested every single time. We have no idea what this is here. Second hole, par 5, 585. I don't know if this is a video game or a drone.
Good rendering.
It is, yeah.
They're just going through every hole.
Yep.
Yeah. This is a drone shot?
Yep.
Look how beautiful that place is.
Gorgeous. Are these the changes?
You don't want to slice right here because then you're you're on 9, I believe, coming back down the hill. You get up into this place though, then it's an easy shot in there. But don't get it twisted when you're on the green. The green might look like it's downhill, but the grass is rolling towards you. So it's actually uphill. You're gonna have to roll against it a little bit. That could be a problem for you. And par 4, 350. This one's gettable, but it's certainly missable as well.
Very tough.
That's what every
Heard
hole.
there's a bit of undulation up there? Or?
Yeah, there's a lot of undulation up there. You need to watch it, and there'll be a lot of humans kind of running through these woods, getting themselves booze that have billions and billions of dollars.
Yep.
That'll be a fun time. Vijay Singh, Straka tees off 9:36. All right, Masters Week will be fantastic. We're all thankful for it. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, he's a man who put his dragon underwear on. And said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to reign and repeat. We're going to reign and repeat.
What?
We're going to beat people by more points than any team in the history of March Madness while being the reigning national champions. With the bullseye on our back, as the team that's at the top of the mountain, we're going to beat people worse than any team has ever beat a slew of teams in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the UConn Huskies, back-to-back national champions, Dan Hurley. Two of them.
No one could slay the dragons.
How are the dragons?
You know,
How are the dragon underwear? Are they good? They hold up tight? They have any holes in them? What do we got going on?
No, they're they're wet right now. They're in a separate bag. They have their own luggage. It's a very secure luggage that they are in here. It's a casing. It's one of those like really expensive steel luggage containers.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, those things.
protect them.
Hey, we need to put those in a vault too for another year or so because what they do in March Madness is phenomenal. Have you seen all the stats about your team yet, or are you just taking it all in? Have you looked back on how historically dominant this run has been, or are you still living in the moment right now, Coach?
I mean, I don't want to sound obnoxious, but like last year, what we did last year was kind of similar. So like a lot of those numbers you have an awareness of, but I mean, it's just no team's ever done what we've done these last 2 years, man. And to do it against that Purdue team last night, with that giant, and it was crazy, man.
Okay, so congrats. We watched your post-game presser, and you said, hey, if Edey puts up 25, 30 shots, he gets 30, 40, 50 points, whatever it is, he's going to do that. The rest of the guys couldn't score 18 points or 20 points. Is that your strategy going in? Was that legitimately what we told the boys when we were working on all week? Like, hey, big guy can do whatever the hell he wants. The rest of the team can't do anything. And is that what it is every single game for you? It's something like that?
Yeah, I mean, what's weird is, normally the mindset, going against your opponent is to try to take out the other team's best player or their two best players. Like, that's normally what we do, try to eliminate, cut off the head of the snake. But just, in the games that they've had a difficult time in, the supporting cast didn't perform well for them. So, we wanted to really allow him to just allow Edey to just play one-on-one, and then blanket the three-point line and lock up their other perimeter people. And, no matter how many tough twos he made in the paint, without getting any help from the others, he wasn't going to be able to score enough points to beat us.
Yeah, well, I mean, just getting a chance to hear kind of your genie, and you wear dragon underwear and you're on the ref's ass.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you are on the ref's ass.
Awesome.
Hey, I don't know if you saw the internet. Yeah, absolutely.
I was on their ass, man. But, the dude's, he's a giant, man. He's a Game of Thrones giant out there. And it's like, there's this 3 seconds rule that they seem to, ignore a lot with him. And then, he's very physical, and then they call him touch fouls. So it brought me back to the Big East tournament, MSG. I was out of my mind during that game. There was a short guy with a red blazer that I was sparring with during the game, and I was on a 12. I was on a 12 last night, and I was in a 12 at MSG. I was a wild man last night, full admission.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, the world loved it. The internet certainly responded, and your team did as well. What was if you were on a 12 during the game on that ref, what were you afterwards in the locker room? We saw you come in, stone colding some bottles of water. What's the jubilation like in there afterwards? And what was the message to the boys after you conquer the reign and repeat motto once again?
Yeah, we did our deal. We did our deal. That's like the moment, the private moment with the boys, where it's just all the hard work, man, all the sacrifice, how hard we've been pushing since June. To get to that point, to experience that moment that few people get to experience. So just enjoy the moment, and then tell these guys. Last year, the guys went on like a 10-day rampage. In and around campus, like enjoying, like, hey guys, let's try to keep it 7 to 8 days this time. Because after you win the championship, Pat, you lose total control of the program. These dudes are about to go on a tear.
Hey, that's why you lift all them weights.
Yep.
That's why you run all those sprints for this moment right here.
And I'm not saying nothing. These guys have earned it. They put in all the work, and now they'll enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Hey, who's the little man right there over your right shoulder?
That's Luke. That's Luke Murray's youngest, Cash.
What up,
That's
Cash?
Money.
Cash
Money right there.
Atta baby, Cash.
I got my wife Andrea right there. She don't want. She's Andrew, 43-0.
Hey, atta baby! Congrats, bro. Sick glasses too. He's already hungover.
Clean con.
Hey, way to go, Clean Con. Hey, you locked on Edey a little bit.
Great verticality last night.
Hey, way to go. Way to go, Clean Con. Hey, baby. Hey, what a night.
D. Butler.
What's happening, baby? UConn, let's go. Let's go.
D. Butler, let's go.
Let's go, Coach. Appreciate you, man. Hey, appreciate your wife, too. Keep your ass in UConn. Don't even think about it.
No,
I gotta ask you something, though, Coach. The championship pedigree in your family. I just read a tweet from my guy Cuffs, the legend, said your pops had 26 high school championships. Obviously, your brother Bob back-to-back at Duke, and now you back-to-back at UConn. I just want to know, obviously, that about that pedigree in the family, and then where do all these trophies live now that we're going back-to-back?
Yeah, we got like a storage unit. You know, we got a storage unit. Oh, how about Killer Cam Spencer?
Hey!
Congrats, buddy.
Killer Cam.
Congrats, Cam. Take it easy on yourself the next few days.
Let's go, man.
He curses a lot.
It's good. We like that.
Yeah, you know what, man? It's like, my dad is just, he's a legendary coach. He's one of the best pure coaches, and he taught me just everything about the game. I mean, it's been like living a coaching clinic your whole life, man. You've been around it forever. Everything is so second nature. With just how to handle a team, the tactics, the psychology, the motivation, all those things. And I just think most importantly, when you grow up in the Hurley family with Bob and my dad, man, you just learn how to work, you learn how to strive, you learn how to push yourself.
Hey, Coach,
Alexander the Great, right
what up,
there.
Alex? The Great, yeah, hell yeah.
The Caravan, yes.
Hey, let's make sure we're getting all the branding nicknames right.
NIL.
I got to watch it live, the post game, as the game ended, and then I watched the whole game back on the plane last night because I was at Raw after Mania. But it felt like as you're getting interviewed by CBS, I can't hear a word you're saying right now, but like I dropped my shit. But as I was celebrating Alexander the damn Great, so as we were watching live, it felt like there was a question, about like you and your future. And then they cut it off, I think, because they had a hard out time and the game. And it sounded like you were saying, we're already focusing on a three-peat. Like you were about to give that answer, but it kind of got cut off. And then obviously you're asked about Kentucky immediately afterwards. The entire internet goes bananas. Did you know it was going to be that loud whenever you find out that Calipari is leaving? And like, is that what you were about to say before you got cut off? Is like, yeah, this is fun, but 3 in a row is much cooler. Because that's like what Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce did immediately upon winning back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah. It's the positive thing for me is like my phone broke on my phone broke on Saturday, so I couldn't receive any incoming calls or text messages or outgoing. So I had no idea that like any of that stuff was going on. And then I got those questions after the game that you're not prepared for, and that your agent doesn't want you to answer. He just wants you to say nothing. It's just keeping it real. But yeah, I mean, we're not. I mean, UConn right now, our mindset, literally, once we got on that team bus, I think I turned around and said, like, where's the East Regional next year? All right, first 2 rounds were in Providence, and then the Sweet 16, Elite Eight are in Newark, New Jersey. Where I lived and worked for 9 years. And then the Final Four is in San Antonio. So, yeah, I mean, your mindset, we're going to enjoy this, for a couple of days, Pap, but, like, it's going to fade quickly. And then you're going to get back to work, and you're going to put a roster together that can hopefully go for a dynasty.
I don't want to speak for your agent, but all these UConn alum, Darius included.
Yeah, amen.
Molly, Diana Taurasi, everybody that's been on. Might need the, little bit of a bonus for on. Yeah. We don't want to go to Kentucky, dude. No. You can't lose that. National championship coach in the middle of this dynastic run. No way.
We saw what Sarkisian did when Saban left Bama. He got a bit of a pay raise, didn't he?
Hey, look around. Looky.
That's funny.
You guys got a Jimmy Sexton in college basketball? He's probably already working on
it out, Dave.
Tone's got a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, I do. You just talked about team building and the next year's team kind of. And I asked Saban the same thing when he was on the show this year. How do you go about, now that the season's over, the after-season meetings, and how do you go about kids who are thinking about whether they should stay or go to the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, I think it's pretty clear with Donovan, just, where his stock is at, and Steph Castle, and, we'll make some calls, with like real high-end front office people to get a real accurate assessment of where they're at. So we'll figure that out. And then I think it's important, like, the other players in your program that are, they got to make a decision whether they go in the portal or not. Like, just have completely honest conversations with everyone, based on where you think they're at. And, those are meetings that probably you start on Wednesday, Thursday, and, we'll probably be doing, recruiting visits, by the end of the week. We'll have turned the page and try to put another roster together that can do it again.
I bet those recruiting visits are a little bit different now than they were a few years back. The proof is in the pudding, if you will. And I think you said something about we have NBA guys that just like kind of buy in. I don't know how you exactly described it. What will you say about this roster, this group of dudes that you just had have the most dominant run in the history of March Madness? If you had to describe that roster, how would you say it?
Yeah, I mean, NBA level players from lottery pick level to maybe guys that'll sign 2A contracts that'll play, maybe they'll scratch and claw their way to a 12 to 15 year NBA career. The roster's littered with players and everyone in between. And you don't have to be a selfish ass player. Like you could go to college. You could win big. You could sacrifice, go for championships, and still be lottery pick. Our fourth and fifth leading scorers on this year's team are going to be lottery picks, but they're also going to be national champs, Big East champs. So you could still do both in this game. It's a misnomer, man. That that the sport is ruined and that there's not still a bunch of talented NBA level people out there that still value winning, man. There's still people like that out there, and we're going to try to get all of them.
Hey, we're happy to hear that. That's good news about the future.
Yeah,
not just of college basketball, but of in general. Hey, that's good news.
Hell yeah.
Coach, that's good news about the world. The world. That's good news about the world there, Coach. Coach, will you what do you celebrate with? How do you celebrate one of those natties? What did you end up? Do you eat something? Do you drink something? Do you smoke something? You smoking weed, Coach? What are you what are you doing to celebrate?
I had some tequila with a little splash of ginger ale last night. And then we had some we had a nice bottle of champagne too. That was somebody put it on ice before we went to the stadium, so somebody knew.
Yeah.
So we popped the champagne. We had some tequila. Thought that was appropriate.
Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy more of that. Big shout out to your wife getting those dragons cleaned every single game.
They shouted you out about the Dragons. Do you want to go on?
No,
Andrew, come on. What's the deal? I thought we were friends.
Can I just...
Yeah. Great work. You're national champ. Back-to-back national champion right there. Back-to-back national champ.
Back-to-back. Put up two.
Lewis of blood.
Two. All right. Hey, Kentucky's got warm weather. All right. I'm not saying any of that. You're the man. We appreciate you so much, Coach.
Later, brother. Appreciate you guys. You are the best.
Hey, rain.
Peace.
And repeat.
Repeat. And now we got to think of what the next one is. Rain, repeat, rinse, repeat, rain.
Yep.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Already rained and repeated. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Dan Hurley. Yeah, that was... Where's the East region? It's in Rhode Island.
Providence. Close to home.
And then where?
My home, yeah.
Okay. These offers will probably be available next year, too, somewhere, if we want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
You can't lose them.
No.
Cannot.
Could you fathom?
That would be absurd.
That'd be bad.
How about him saying, I was on those refs. Well, we got a 3-second rule. I guess we don't call it.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
And then he's pretty physical down low.
Like touch run? Okay.
It was. I've watched a bunch of Edie, but if that's how he's been reffed all season,
the Tennessee fans were not.
They say that is how. Yeah.
The Tennessee fans were not thrilled with how that thing went because I think he had 0 fouls against him and he had like 30.
Yeah, and then it was like the most fouls called or lopsided foul calls in the last 5 years in the tournament or something.
Not Edie's fault though.
I respect it from his standpoint. If that's how you're gonna play it. Hey, Bill, it's Belichick-ism. Do business as business is being done. So if they're not calling it, you buy in.
I mean, he is like Godzilla underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So teams are naturally going to hit him. And I assume Purdue is showing film to the refs like, hey, I understand he's big, but is this not basketball? You can't just hack the hell out of a guy. So I assume there's a two-way road whenever it comes to how and why. Like right there, I mean, Kling Kong's got him locked up.
Grabbing his bicep.
Oh, you call that a foul? Okay. All right.
I like it.
Yeah, listen to you. 2 seconds ago.
Refs can't see that.
As long as it's in here.
Good gamesmanship.
They were saying this, and obviously I didn't get to get in the dialogue as much. They're saying Caitlin Clark is a push-off artist, huh? That's what everybody.
Yeah, people say that about LeBron too. I mean, when you're, bringing ratings like that and making all the shots, if you're pushing off and shooting those step-back threes and airballing them and stuff like that, that's one thing. But when you're making all of them, hey, let her do her thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, as this hour wraps up, we have to tell you that Sean Casey, the mayor, will join us in the next hour.
Yes.
Because baseball is happening, and baseball did happen last night.
Okay.
In like a non-baseball fashion.
So sweet.
Yes. Bingo.
Okay.
Wow. How'd you know?
I just figured non-baseball. Okay, this must be fun.
It was actually like exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost.
And fun.
Oh.
And must watch.
Yeah, always is.
From 3 hours into the game to about 4.5 hours into the game. That's when it was good.
Okay.
Now, you waited those first 3 hours, which is the length of any other sport, doing nothing, watching a blowout.
Sure.
And then that last hour and a half, full movie, that last hour and a half, was worth it, though. And that's why you lift all them weights.
That's right. Also, yesterday, believe it or not, shortest baseball game that's been played since 1994.
Whoa!
2 hours and 1 minute.
Now, I heard, and we'll talk to Sean Casey about this in the next hour, he had a prolific MLB career. This little pitch clock that's saving baseball and making people interested in baseball is killing every pitcher.
Yeah, they're saying it's burning out a lot of guys' arms,
say.
unfortunately.
Guys need at least 3 minutes between every single pitch. You know all that bullshit they were doing? That wasn't just to distract. That was to rest that elbow.
Exactly.
So they can get back on the mound. Let's make this quicker so people will watch it. All the pitchers are like, okay, I'm on DL.
Yeah.
How long? Forever, probably. Why? Because I can't pitch that quick. I need at least a stretch real quick in between. I'm throwing 102 miles an hour. What the hell do you want from me? Well, we're trying to save the sport. Well, I'm trying to save my life.
Yeah.
So baseball is in quite a predicament because that pitch clock was heralded as good.
It has
been.
completely changed. Like, as a guy who watches a bunch of games, like that's no bullshit. Like, it cuts off 45 minutes.
Quickest game since when?
1994, I believe.
Okay, that happens with this pitch clock.
Oh, yeah.
But there, at some point this season, if it continues to be as loud as it is, they're going to have to roll back on the pitch clock, which has been one of the greatest advancements of watching baseball over some time. They're going to have to get rid of it because it's killing the game from within. Our pitchers can't throw balls anymore.
Who's Mr. Tommy John down in Alabama? The doctor.
Andrews.
Yeah, Dr. James Andrews. I saw him came out and he blamed it on young baseball because I guess the what's called ligament there doesn't mature until age 26 or something like that.
What?
And now all these parents and all these kids are trying to throw 90 at like 18, so it's ruined their. He said that like 90% of surgeries, Tommy John surgeries, were MLB back in the day, and now like 90% of Tommy John surgeries are like high school kids.
Damn.
It's great that youth sports, and I'm not saying all of them, youth sports are a necessity. Youth sports are team sports, in my eyes, are something every kid should go through.
For sure.
Because the amount of like dealing with others, accountability, learning how to work when you're tired, having to deal with bullshit that isn't real, politics even happening, like all of that comes from team sports. You have to do it. But some of these places, and this is just from an outsider looking in, because my daughter is 11 months old, we'll get into it soon. Some people just abuse it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. It's like, no, you don't. That hasn't happened since the beginning of time. Well, we're trying to specialize a little bit more. Okay, well, you're ruining everything.
Yeah.
So stop doing it. But that's what humans do. We'll try not to do that in the next hour. Sean Casey, AJ Hawk, Cam Jordan join us. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Like Dude Wipes. Take 3. 3. That is the home of the annual league meeting. It is wonderful down here in Florida. Jim Harbaugh was showcasing to me why he doesn't like the hip drop tackle. He was actually wrapping his massive arms around me and then saying, this is what we're trying to get out.
Jim Harbaugh's rules, this is his business card that he gave me.
Jim Harbaugh's rules to live by. You guys are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall.
We'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Woo. You did it. When RG3 comes out, you heard him. Yeah. Okay.
I think accuracy, is the #1 trait that NFL quarterbacks need to have.
Oh, so Penix.
Ooh, okay.
I think accuracy is the #1
Okay.
trait that didn't say no.
Oh! Easy, K don't give anything up. Hey, you got a lot of leverage right now.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you guys are taking wide receiver in the first round, is what I'm being told, and everyone.
Hey, congratulations for doing that.
Good class for it.
Way to go.
Just the first round?
Whoa.
Got 11 picks.
I thought the most impressive thing about it was a lot of people had the sense that this was going to happen, and not one person uttered it. It was a completely respect-driven thing for Aaron to let him do it the way he needed to and wanted to, because he deserved that.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with the offense, but I made sure I had a conversation with Jameis every day, just for myself. It was like self-motivation.
Are you a bobcat or a deer girl?
Boom. Okay. That's good news.
I think I'm like a deer, guys.
1, 2, 3 all locked, do you think?
I don't know that yet.
Ooh.
Who could jump up there? Who could
Caleb Williams, I agree with it, 1.
Okay.
My guess would be Jaden Daniels at 2. And 3, there has been a lot of Drake May conversation. Here's the thing. These things,
Shafty. Sounds like you know more than what you're leading on right now.
Do I think they'll ultimately stay and make the pick at 3? My guess would be yes.
Fucking thank God. Jesus Christ.
If it's going to cause you that much agita, I'm going to definitely see if I can find out some more stuff that would give you more heart palpitations.
Oh, Shafty!
You don't need to be a prick. I just want a quarterback so I can root for football again.
Feels like that's probably the case. Conman's got a question for you. Right?
Yeah, Shefty. Excuse me.
Oh, no.
What? I am so. So sorry.
You know what? That's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Can you kick one of those shoes up here?
It says rap sheet. I'll get your kids on there too. That's pretty sweet.
We went to Venice and they had an artist draw it on it.
In Italy?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Caboli.
Oh no! Stop laughing, Gump.
Well, it's a tough chair.
It's a good chair.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Got an ACL.
Schultz, I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP.
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Rain and Repeat Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Our tour of the program starts now.
Sports!
Our wonderful, we'll be talking about baseball in a few minutes. If you need to go to the bathroom, now is the time. Sports are wonderful. We're lucky to talk about them every single day. Cam Jordan will be joining us in about 30 minutes or so. He's down at the broadcast boot camp that the NFL puts together every single year.
Okay.
Excited to chat with him. He's done great work with the NFL Network, and also his thoughts on what the NFL is, where it's going, and how do we like the Saints? What do we think about the Saints down there in the NFC South? The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Call man, nice little tiger shirt.
Yeah, nice little tiger. I just saw orange. I figured it was kind of cool. I like the zipper, quarter zip, short sleeve shirt.
Well, the thing about it is, it's a polo, but since the collar's the same color as the shirt, can't see it. So it just looks like it's a zip V-neck, but it's actually a polo.
It's cool, brother.
It is cool. Sweet.
Straight off Amazon. Just like wearing my tuxes this weekend
Hey, it's
for
very-
WrestleMania.
Those look great too.
Thank you. Yeah, they're ripped out the bottom.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
both the bottoms.
that's Mania,
ripped out.
baby.
Pockets are gone. I mean, I stood up during WrestleMania night 1, and in between blew out, and also pockets blew out.
Okay.
So I had to move all the stuff in my pocket to my jacket, and then left jacket pocket gave out.
Sure.
Something landed on the table. I was like, all right. So I went to the top inside. But that's what you get when you're wearing a $45 tux.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna happen.
I mean, shows up in 3 days. Great news.
Yep.
It's only lasting 4 days.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I got the size I was able to fit. I bought 4 of them. 2 of them fit. which is all we needed.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they batted 500, which is fantastic. We'll talk baseball in a matter of moments. Why are you wearing a hoodie? It's supposed to be hot outside.
Yeah, it is supposed to be hot outside, but boy, oh boy, in here today it is at least, at most 58 degrees. Holy shit.
It does feel like WrestleMania Night 1 in here.
It does a little bit.
Well, no, WrestleMania Night 1 had a little bit of sun. Yeah, we don't have that here. We know we don't.
Oh, you're saying it's colder?
It is brick in here right now, yeah.
One half of the hammer. Hammer.
That idiot.
He's your champion. Tone Diggs is here. Tone, I know you won your bet last night that you gave up.
Yeah.
You said second half UConn. This feels like the easiest bet in the history of gambling. What a win for you. What a run for UConn.
I said it earlier.
This is not financial guarantee.
No.
And their season's over, so we're not talking about it. And gambling is never a guarantee. But boy, second half UConn felt like a bit of a layup, if you will, whenever you're talking about basketball in men's college basketball.
Yeah, as far as sports betting concerned, the greatest basketball team of all time, maybe the greatest team of all time as far as sports betting is concerned. And I don't want to take too many flowers because they covered the first half. They did cover the second half. And they covered the full game just like they did in pretty much all of their 12 tournament games in the last 2 years. An absolutely dominant run.
And they're just having a time on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Living.
They got cash money right over his shoulder, having a good time, put his hat on in the middle of the interview. His wife's sitting there like, yep, I'm the one that had to wash the Dragons, but also Wayne County, Kentucky.
No.
We're from.
Why would you?
We are Northeast people here. We are doing this entire thing. Just chilling, having a good time. Congrats to this man, Skull. 9-year NFL vet, big brain, Darius J. Butler. You can't or you can. And I'll tell you what, you guys have been calling your way to the top every single time.
Hey, man.
Good for you.
Good day to be a Husky, man. This is what they do. They get to the top and they don't let you down. 6-0 the men's side. Women's, I believe, 11-1.
Who'd the women lose to this year?
This year, it was we just lost.
What was her name?
We wiped it out of her.
What was her
I don't know.
There was a moving screen.
Dinah Trosser was so pissed.
She was pissed.
Dinah Trosser was so mad. Molly was so confused.
That's Tarasi. That's right. We know Tarasi. That's the GOAT.
Yeah, we understand that. We're just saying, who was it, though? Do you remember who it was?
No, I don't. We're on to the next season already. Yesterday we mourned.
Okay.
Today is
back on the treadmill.
Day 2, day 3 for the women's program. So
it was Caitlin Clark.
It was.
Yeah, and then you claimed South Carolina.
What happened that following game?
Well, Dawn Staley's team, much like this UConn team.
It's too much to handle.
They are tough. Unless they just kind of give up in the second half, which did happen in a couple of the games. They got bored in a couple of games. They're up 20, and then they give up 17 straight.
IU.
I mean, that can happen to South Carolina. UConn never had that.
No.
Now, Dawn Staley's going to reload her team, and they're going to do their thing. And I assume that Dan Hurley's going to do the same exact thing. He said, we got some recruiting visits end of the week. Walking in there now, it's like, congratulations, we view you as a Husky. What does that mean? Well, you're going to be an NBA lottery guy. We're going to work our asses off, and we're just going to win. That's what we're going to do. And by the way, it's in Rhode Island, so we don't have to travel. Then it's in Newark, so we're going to have sold out basically the whole place we go. Welcome to the UConn Huskies. You just got offered a scholarship. Yeah. Also, here's our NIL deal. Now, I had to take some of that because they had to pay me because Kentucky was trying to get me, but there's still money left around for you as Kling Kong has moved on. Speaking of Kling Kong, joining us is our own King Kong.
Yeah. Truly.
A man whose jaw will be a weapon in WWE 2K. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, a man who's a champion in the professional level and at the college level, AJ Hawk. AJ, Dan Hurley feels like a football guy coaching a basketball team. Is that how you feel whenever you hear him talk? That's how I feel when I'm talking to him.
Yeah, old school football guy. I get a lot of those vibes when he does speak, and I'm glad he lets his guys go. When he said 8 to 10 days, you kind of lose control of your program. I hope we see those guys swimming through fountains like we did Ovi back when they won the Cup.
Yeah, Ovi has one of the greatest celebrations of a championship in a long time because he finally got over the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby, who had been lifting that cup around Pittsburgh for years and years and years and years. And then finally Ovi gets one. He takes that thing on a 2-week bender, and we all loved it. I think that's when Ovi actually became babyface to not only us in Pittsburgh, but everybody. It's like, okay, love the way this guy is celebrating all of his hard work. It's like, I appreciate that Hurley recognized that, these guys worked their asses off. These guys were the best conditioned team in the tournament. Everybody's talking about second half. Well, why? Because we are in better shape than you are. So what does that mean? Well, the work we've been putting in practice and in the off season, in the weight room is a big deal. And he also said you can go to school too. These guys, so go go celebrate what you accomplished. He said they're about to go on a tear, I believe is what he said. Is UConn capable of hosting a tear? Is that a good campus up there?
Absolutely. Good,
really? I didn't know that.
Good campus, middle of nowhere, typical, college town, Stores, Connecticut. But yeah, we used to have something called Spring Weekend back in the days. Had to cancel it because of some bad things that took place. But it's a good place to celebrate.
Orlovsky running wild.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, that's why they canceled it. He was in the Borat fit, right? Just running around campus.
The Sling Caney.
Yeah, that was a dog, brother.
Well, Dano now is farting on TV.
Exactly.
Congrats on the Dude Wipes deal.
Yeah.
Dan.
Proud of you, Dan.
Did it.
Dan Hurley, though, let's get back to him. How about him acknowledging how much he was on the ref's ass? He says, I was on her ass, 12. There's a 3-second rule. Are we calling it? Or is this not happening? And how come he's allowed to play that way and we're not even allowed to reach for the ball and all of a sudden it's penalty? This is a bunch of bullshit. I appreciate that that's his style. He knows it. I assume his wife is like, damn, tonight, coach, too much. Too much.
No.
They're the most dominant team in the history of March Madness, AJ. Most dominant team.
They're fun to watch. They honestly, they really are. Like what they do, like we said for the last month, like how do you beat this Connecticut team? I don't know. Everyone, every player on your team has to be lights out, has to make every three they take, and then you have to find a way to make a couple stops on defense, which good luck against these guys.
And they got Tim Robinson as the head coach.
Yeah, what a photo.
I mean, that is right out of I Think You Should Leave. That right there. Yep, sorry about it. And he talks his shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he knows that his team is incredible, and it probably permeates through the entire locker room. I'm betting on him to go 3 in a row.
3-peat?
Unless Kentucky plucks. AJ, could you imagine how Mickey Mouse, no offense, UConn would look if they were to lose their head coach after going back-to-back as national champ to Kentucky? And now, I obviously view everything in like the football world. So like Kentucky's about to take your coach. Obviously, Kentucky is a pillar of college basketball. I very much understand that. Their basketball fans and boosters, I assume, are big, and they need to have a good team or the city's going to.
I guess.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. If you were to lose your coach right now to Kentucky, you would look so Mickey Mouse. It would be hard not to just bury you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Forever about it, legitimately. So that's why when the question's even getting brought up, I'm like, so people in the basketball world that cover basketball think this is possible. Why do they even think this is possible? That's a whole nother conversation that I don't think I fully understand.
I mean, it could. You know what time of year we're in, so it could just be a talking point. It may not be realistic, but to your point, it is one of the quote-unquote blue bloods. I'm sure they have the money, just like some of these other programs have the money in the football world where they'll ante up and get a coach in there. But I don't see it happening. In UConn, I hope they would know how bad it will make them look if they even let this get to like a negotiation or something. This guy Dan should have another contract by tonight.
Yeah, maybe by the end of that bus ride.
Yeah, that'll make the most sense. How long?
You need to talk cash money right here.
Yeah.
And then we'll get through this.
Who, funny enough, is Bill Murray's grandson. D-Butt pointed that out earlier. That's who that kid is.
Oh, that's
the Murrays. Yeah, his
because
son.
he was with Xavier at one point,
Yep.
right? And then
bingo.
He's bounced around.
But how long was it between like Saban, LSU, Saban, Bama?
Oh,
how long was that transition? Because that was pretty quickly after they won the national championship.
I think
right?
he went to Mania.
He went to the Dolphins.
Okay, so it wasn't after Michigan State. Okay, I wasn't sure.
It's just that's a wild thing. That'd be wild if he goes to Kentucky.
No,
there's no chance.
It would be.
We would call Orlovsky every single day and just be like, "How's UConn doing?"
Yeah, it was your fault.
Oh, you guys weren't even able to pay the coach that took you to back-to-back national championships. How the hell is your school even going to sell that you want to win?
Yeah.
Because you did win, and then you just chose not to anymore.
Let him go.
That is a tough thing to do. Huskies are ass.
Yeah.
Start calling you guys the ass Huskies. That's what that's what's possible here.
They take Gino too, maybe. They bring in both men's and women's coach.
Oh,
you know what?
God.
Let's just do this. Let's give them each $100 million.
That's tough. That is very tough stuff. AJ, I don't know if you saw last night, buddy, a sport that kind of sucks, okay, until the playoffs, for most of us. Obviously, there is purists of the sport and people that love the sport, people that grew up playing the sport that understand and truly respect and appreciate the art of the sport. But last night, baseball had fireworks. There's a national championship happening, okay, most dominant win in the history of college basketball, caps it off. There's Raw after Mania happened. John Cena was there.
Whoa.
I mean, John Cena was there running around. Ilya
Dragunov.
Yep. Man's Day Raw after Mania. CM Punk.
Yeah.
Shinsuke. I mean, there was.
A couple records were broken.
But a lot of 20,255 people in there. I mean, so you got
TVs.
You got national championship college basketball with a team that's going to be maybe remembered as the most dominant dynasty in the history of the sport. Okay, you got Raw after Mania happening, which is the biggest Raw in the history of the WWE. And then what else happened? Baseball.
Right.
On what channel? Who knows?
All of them.
Why? Because the Padres were hosting the game. We don't know who their TV deal is with, so there's a chance we get sued by whoever we're showing this footage from. But baseball was awesome last night, and I don't think enough people knew it. Let's fast forward to the 6th inning, shall we? It's 8-0. Chicago Cubs are up over San Diego in San Diego. 8-0 in the 6th. This game's over. Everybody in that crowd, which is still packed out in San Diego, said, this game stinks. We suck. Let's get hammered. Then all of a sudden, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 6th on a full count. Oh my God, it's 8-2. We're only down 6 all of a sudden. We don't even need an extra point. Now, in baseball, we understand 6 runs from the 6th inning on is damn near impossible. You might as well find a double Rubik's Cube that's glued together that you can't spin and figure out. That's baseball. But wait a minute. 2 men on. What happens? Boom! Shot out to right field. Air by the fence zone. All of a sudden, 2 more runs scored. 8-5. Still in the 6th.
Yep.
We are still in the 6th inning. The people in San Diego, we're supposed to be drunk during a blowout. All of a sudden, we're making a little bit of a run. We've been watching for 3 hours. Nothing happened. All of a sudden, 8-4. Then what? Campusano.
Good piece of hitting.
Yep.
Wow.
Sacrifice. Now we got
him home.
Now we got 8-5.
Yeah.
Okay, 8-5. We're still in the 6th. Oh my God, it's a 3-run game. 1 person on. Gone! 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 Slam Diego. 8-7. 7 runs in the 6th. This is why you've been here for 6 hours for the home team to do something in the bottom of the 6th. I couldn't even imagine what that dugout felt like. Holy shit. This is what baseball's allowed to be? I had no idea we're allowed to score. Then let's go into the 8th inning. Fernando Tatis wearing 2 different shoes. 1 man on. Gone! 9-8. The Slam Diego Padres. There's another angle of a bat flip. Boom. That had to feel so good. See ya. How you doing? This Cubs team sucks. I have no idea how we let them get 8 runs ahead of us. But nonetheless, 9-8. San Diego goes on to win at home, beating the sorry-ass Chicago Cubs on a Monday night electric affair in San Diego. Now, joining us is a man who is going to tell us if that is something we should act as if it's an anomaly. We had no idea that baseball could do that. We didn't know that it could be that awesome, especially on a Monday with so many other things going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor, 3-time All-Star, Sean Casey.
Yay!
Pat, you need to start doing games, bro. That was an incredible highlight you put together right there, brother.
I'm fresh.
And I think for the greatest game out there.
Okay.
I know you don't feel that way, but I do.
Well, that's why we have you on. Okay, that's why we have you on. Bring the juice. Let us know why we're wrong. I'm fresh out of Mania, too, so like, it is, we are still kind of locked in on the entire thing. But after I watched that, because we were keeping up with the game last night as we're flying. So I'm watching, like, the national championship game as it's recorded, and then Gumpy's like, Padres back in it, pal. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know. Well, baseball's happening, of course. Down 8-0, then they come back. That never happens, right? What we saw last night is an anomaly, a unicorn, a rare affair. And how does San Diego not do that in the 1st inning? Like, why do some teams, it waits until the bottom of the 6th to put up 7 runs? How does it happen? Why does it happen? And how has the season kind of started, Sean?
Well, the greatest thing, brother. First off, WrestleMania, incredible, nice work. I got to throw that in there really quick. Unbelievable.
What a week.
Second off, man, for baseball, what's so incredible about it is it's 162 games, so you got a new story every night, and it does happen. Not often when you're down 8-0 does it happen where you come back and score 9 to win it.
But sometimes as an offense, if the starting pitcher's out there and he's kind of cruising along, you can't get a beat on him. And as soon as you get to that bullpen, hey, if you get 2 on the board, you kind of come back to that dugout and say you're in it. And then all of a sudden, another 2, and then it's 8-5. And then all of a sudden, you get a big shot, from Bogey, and it's 8-7. And then Tatis comes up, and their bullpen holds serve. And next thing you know, it's 9-8. That's why I think it's the greatest game in the world, too, because every night you can have something happen with these teams. And to have such an electric player like Fernando Tatis, hit the 2-run bomb in the 8th to put him up 9-8. That place is going crazy out there in San Diego. They got a great team. It was just, one of those nights in baseball, and it was awesome.
Anytime you're losing to a guy wearing 2 different shoes, it's got to be difficult. But a team that's down 8-zip, coming back and winning it in baseball is obviously an absurd story that we have to talk about, and also a reason to get you on, Sean. We love chatting with you, and I do think that is something that I think you've brought to our attention. In baseball, there's no kneeling the ball out.
No.
There's no dribbling the ball out. In baseball, you either got to throw strikes or you're hitting bombs. So you got to earn your win. You have to earn every single out. How did players not tap out though? We're down 8-0. Is that just in their head? All right, for stats, got to get at least 1 on here. Is that the mindset in the middle of those games? Or is there an actual belief that when you're down 8-0 that a team can do what they did in the 6th? How is that normally looked at in a 162-game season?
Well, we always say first off, at the end of the day, these are the best players in the world, right? And you're not done until 27 outs are done, right? And guys feel that way. So when you're down 8-0, those guys in the dugout are saying, we always say, hey, bloop and a blast. Get us a bloop and someone get a blast, get us on the board and get us back in it. And that's how these guys feel. And I tell you what, when you get 4 at-bats, 5 at-bats a game as a professional baseball player, you take none of those for granted. So if you can find a way to get on, find somehow to get a couple guys out on the bases, and then you can rely on the big hitters to get you back in the game, that's what's so great about it. And Pat, I think that's what's great about, like I said, America's pastime is that at the end of the day, we do it every night, man. It's that grinder mentality. It's just like the WWE guys. Some of those guys, every single night, they're somewhere grinding. That's how baseball is, bro. We play 30 games of spring training, 162 during the year. We have that grinder mentality. So every night, nobody takes the game for granted, and they play out. Every one of those outs is so important.
Hey, speaking of WWE, how about John Cena putting you to bed?
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead, AJ. He was back this weekend, looking good. Looking good.
He was back, John. He said he's got about 3 years left that he's gonna hopefully make a run. Cena in the ring, so maybe you guys can go out boozing again. We'll see, Sean. I don't know. You can talk to him about that one, but I'm sure you did notice Cincinnati Reds. Big win last night. Ellie De La Cruz has 2 homers, has an inside the park homer as well, I believe, over the Brewers.
Yeah.
What's it look like for them? I know they're only 2.5 games back in the Central. I know Pittsburgh, hot start, they're going to fall off eventually. We know it.
We're 9-2.
Yeah,
9-2.
How about those Reds moving forward?
Buccos are 9-2. AJ, I know you're locked into the Reds, brother. I know that's where your blood lies. Hey, man, Ellie, listen, when you look at the game and you look at Ronald Acuna last year, who went 40-70, 40 homers, 70 bags. Unheard of, right? And then you look at the Reds, and you say, who are some guys that could possibly do that? Ellie De La Cruz, man. This guy is so fast and has light tower power, and he's just learning how to play the game at the big league level. But you go back to last night's game, he hit a ball, I think, 450 dead center, and then hit a ball to center field where the center fielder just missed it, and he was absolutely rolling around the bases. So Spencer Steer was NL Player of the Week. They got a lot to be, Frankie Montas in that rotation with Hunter Green and Abbott and Ashcraft and those guys.
Ooh.
You look at the Cincinnati Reds right now, AJ. They got some good players, and I love their team. And also the Buccos, Pat. I know you got the Pirate, the black and gold. The Buccos are 9-2 out the gates, one of the best records in baseball. So both the NL Central's looking good with the Reds and the Pirates doing their thing.
Tone, Pirates are tied with who?
The Yankees, 9-2, best records in baseball.
Wow. Oh, that's what.
About 150 more now, guys.
Oh, shut up. AJ, don't you bring us down, okay? The Pirates have sucked for 30 years, and all of a sudden we're making this hot start. We got the Hundo boys. The Hundo boys now at this particular time in baseball might not be good news. I heard there's a controversy brewing. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Case, just curious your thoughts on basically with all these pitchers getting hurt, whether it's Tommy John or elbow, UCL type stuff, and now everyone's saying like, hey, well, the pitch clock has been great so far in, making games a little bit shorter. I think Yankees played in the quickest game in the last 20 years against the Marlins last night. But do you think that the pitch clock is ruining a lot of these guys' arms, and it's something that they're going to have to go back and tweak again because we can't be having all these big-time horses and stars coming out of the bullpen, already out for the season, and we're not even in May yet?
My opinion is I don't, the pitch clock, I think it's done a lot of great things for the game. I think in my opinion, I think the real reason is pitching's changed over the last 15 years as far as, guys chasing velocity and guys chasing spin rate. When I was the hitting coach for the Yankees last year, game planning for some of these pitchers, you're looking and you're saying, okay, for the first time, you used to be work off the fastball. Now these guys are throwing 47% sliders. More guys are throwing split fingers. More guys are looking to rip the breaking ball more than they ever have. So I have to think guys chasing velo and really trying to throw 100 miles an hour has to be taxing on the UCL, the ulnar collateral ligament. I think can only take so much. So, I think there's a ton of things they have to look at because when you see these big time pitchers going down, you've got to look at a lot of different things. So I'm sure they will and they'll figure it out.
All right. Sean, here at the Thunderdome, I've been hitting bombs, okay? And when I hit my dingers... Oh! God!
Let's go!
Here we go. Next up. Actually, not a bad hack, Pat. Not a bad hack, dude. You got through the baseball.
Blip in the bloop.
You drove it.
Thank you. Yeah, the guy in front of me just blooped one, and I blasted one. But if you saw what I did, I was professional there, as opposed to what some others do. Connor has a question, Sean.
Yeah, Sean, good to see you. A question here about the kind of integrity of the game, the unwritten rules, if you will. Obviously, people were pissed about the whole bat flip thing over these last 5 years, but we just saw it. Fernando Tatis, he had an incredible bat flip right there. Are we past that time where people are upset about celebrating and everything like that, and bat flips are just part of the game now? And is there also kind of the answer to the bat flip, if you will? Do pitchers have some sort of bat flip that they can do, or they just tell the batters to go sit the down after they strike them out?
Bro, you're right. I mean, I think times are changing in Major League Baseball. If you go back to the Jose Bautista bat flip a few years ago in Toronto, remember it when it really wasn't okay and he hit that home run and flipped it. I think things have changed since then. I think the pitchers are okay with it nowadays. I think that was the biggest thing. If you bat flip back when I was playing or not that long ago, I mean, the next guy was wearing one in the ribs 100%, probably have some warnings, benches are clearing. But nowadays, I think the pitchers are even okay with it. And hey, listen, it's a little flair for the sport. It's kind of fun. I didn't like it at first, but I'm starting to enjoy a good bat flip nowadays. If you're a guy like Tatis,
you hated it, huh? You hated it.
I used to hate it, but then, seeing guys doing it, it's part of the game. I got to, when Tatis, hits one to make it 9-8, down 8-0, how can you not like it a little bit?
Yeah, it gives good juice. It's like a competitive just reaction, I feel like. And I never really understood. I didn't play growing up, so I don't understand the whole thing. But who was it? Somebody from walked across the mound. It was A-Rod and somebody.
Oh, yeah, Dallas Braden, yeah.
There was like a full-on, and Dallas Braden's electrifying, obviously. But that was like a big thing, like, don't you pimp any of my pitches. Like, that ain't how this is going to go. We're going to have a war. I like the pitchers are kind of answering now, to your point. It's kind of like, hey, we're going to dance in your face as well. It's good for the game, we think personally, as people that like shit talkers. Darius has a question for you, Sean.
Tatis did a little extra, too, around third.
I
don't know how they
big
feel
home
about
run.
that. But, hey, I like
He should have went and touched the pitcher's mound. That's what I wish.
I like it, though, Mayor. But I got a question. I'm a highlight guy right now in the baseball world, but here we are, April 9th. Who's going to win it all, Mayor? What's the best bet right now? I see with the Dodgers and Mookie Betts, but who's going to win it all?
Shohei, that's a good bet.
That's a great question. I'll tell you what. I mean,
There's so many good teams right now. You're right. When you see the Dodgers at the top of that, Betts, Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, I mean, absolutely stacked and loaded. I went to the Yankee game last night, man. I tell you what, if they're able to stay healthy and get Garrett Cole back in a couple months, with the way that they're pitching and the way that offense is rolling, especially with Soto, what he's doing. Anthony Volpe looks like he's going to another level. Obviously, Aaron Judge is the best player on the planet, in my opinion. I mean, they have some pieces to really, win the whole thing this year. So I really believe if the Yankees stay healthy and Garrett Cole comes back, I think the Yankees have a shot to win it.
Well, who are they? Wow. Excuse me. Who are they tied with right now? A team that has a guy that ain't even on the team yet.
Yeah.
Towns got a question for you, Mayor.
Yeah, K-Stog, Pat mentioned the Hundo boys earlier. Jared Jones is already up doing it in the MLB, and then Paul Skeens is going to be up there in May. Like, with those two guys, and then they added some vets the Pirates pitching staff has, and I think they have MVP Connor Joe as well on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Do they have staying power with Skeens, and how do you think Skeens is going to transition to AAA to MLB because he has just been mowing dudes down?
Oh, man, I really believe with Jared Jones, the stuff that he has up there, we're seeing that. Mitch Keller with him getting, obviously, gets better every year. But Paul Skeens, man, you don't take a guy 1-1 not thinking he's going to be an absolute star for you. And you've been seeing what he's done in AAA. He's been dominating. I think hopefully the Buccos get him up there sooner than later. If you talk about a three-headed monster at the top of that rotation with Skeens, Jones, and Keller, and then you added Aroldis Chapman at the back end with Bednar, I mean, for me, that's a formidable team. And then you got O'Neal Cruz, who's a great young player. You got Connor Joe doing his thing. Obviously, Kutch is still there. Rowdy Tellez is getting some big hits.
Rowdy!
They got some pieces. Derek Shelton there in the Berg.
Yeah, I think the Pirates probably win it all. Yankees are going to do what the Yankees
See you there. See you in the ship.
You guys stink. You ain't going to see us anywhere. You guys used to have a good hitting coach, now you ain't got one. So that's all you guys. AJ's got a question for you, Mayor.
Yeah, Case, who was the best hitter you ever played with other than yourself? I know you obviously were getting on base all day, every day, but who was the best player that you got to watch on your own squad work every day?
I tell you what, two guys that I think were the greatest hitters and two of the greatest of all time. I mean, getting to see Ken Griffey Jr. every day for 6 years, man. I mean, AJ, that was a thing of joy because.
Is that the best swing? Is he the best swing there is?
Sweetest swing ever. The absolute sweetest swing ever. And what's great about Junior, too, man, I tell you what, I would say, hey, Griff, what are you thinking there? Are you thinking your hands back? Are you trying to load the bat or whatever? He goes, Case, I'm trying to get that bat head out every time. And I'm like, well, whatever you're doing's working because those balls are flying really far.
Sean, that's good teammate. It's good teammate right there, Sean. That's good teammate.
So, Griff, I'd say Junior and David Ortiz, man. Big Papi, I played with Big Papi in 2008 and got a chance to see what it's like to just hit rockets all over the place every night. So those two are the two of the best ever, and I'm so fortunate I got to see it.
Are you a lefty as well? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously those two. That's an advantage because we can get the first quicker?
Well, I didn't get the first quicker, and those guys didn't either. But I tell you what, it is an advantage if you're a lefty. And I also think if you're a lefty, you're facing mostly a lot of righty pitchers. Obviously, you're going to face a few lefties, but you're facing a lot of righty pitchers. So visually, it just looks a lot easier lefty.
Okay. Because they talk about that being a thing, right? Because they'll actually bring in a different pitcher for a lefty.
Yeah, lefty on lefty.
And why? Because you're seeing the right.
It's just weird.
Breaks away from you, too.
You got switch hitters too that can go.
Interesting. And what's the worst pitch? What's the worst pitch for a hitter? Is that why what's his face? Mariano Rivera's so good? Is it that cutter?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Mariano Rivera cutter, the nastiest pitch you've ever faced. And remember when I was with the Tigers in 2007, Jim Leland, our man Jim Leland. Jimmy Leland.
Love Jim.
I got the day off. It's a day game. I'm like, let's go, day off. It's a real nice Yankee Stadium. So Skip comes up to me and like in the ninth, he's like, "Hey Case," he goes, "You're going to lead off against Rivera." I'm like, "This ain't a day off." I'm like, "I don't want to." That's the one guy I don't want to face. It's Rivera. So right. So he throws a cutter, Pat. Right. He throws this pitch that just bears in on a lefty's hands. Right. So bad. But at about 55 feet, it looks like a four-seam fastball. So you're like, "Oh, okay, that's why it's so nasty." So I said to myself, I go, "You know what? I'm going to get in there first pitch. I'm stepping in the bucket. That means I'm stepping towards first. I'm going to launch this thing so far." Well, here we go. First pitch. I get ready. I'm ready to go. Mo sets, delivers. Here it comes. It's coming in. And AJ, I'm telling you what, I'm looking at it at about 55 feet. I'm like, oh, man, it's a four-seam fastball. First one he's thrown ever for me. I step in the bucket. I get the bat head out. All of a sudden, the ball starts chasing. It's going to hit me in the chest. I'm like, oh, dear God. It's coming at my chest, and I've already committed to swing, right? So it literally is right on my chest. I end up hitting it. It was one of the first balls I ever hit over the Yankee dugout. Almost goes out of the stadium. Like, actually a bad piece of hitting. Next pitch, he throws a sinker. I didn't even know he had it. Throws a ball, runs away from me. Breaks my bat, back to him, out. I came in and told Leland, hey, man, thanks for that at bat. It really worked.
You're the man. Sean, you're the man. Thank you for that. We're still very early in this baseball season, but if we want to watch anything, MLB Tonight on MLB Network starts at 5 o'clock. Sean Casey's hosting it. And obviously, the Mayor's Office is a podcast we assume still going, yes?
Yes, still going every day.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Sean Casey. Thank you, pal. Hey, thanks, Jim. Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting me bat tonight, Jim. Thanks for letting me do that.
I can imagine seeing those pitches. Like,
I saw one curveball from a guy, the Frontier League.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that thing's scary.
Just changing.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense what it's doing.
Crazy.
It's like an actual magic trick. Because you see, it's so quick. First of all, you got to find it. And then once you find it, it's like, oh, it's gone already. What the hell was that? And then some of them, it looks like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting blasted right in the mouth with this thing. And then all of a sudden, you're embarrassed.
Buckle, yep.
It's like, strike. It's like, oh, 2 more of those, huh? I hope that's not the case. It's a wild sport. It is. It is a wild sport. Tough to watch.
It's better now, though. The shot clock has made it much better, I think.
They might have to back out of it.
Yeah, that's the most baseball thing ever for them to make
not.
something that makes the game more fun to watch, and then, of course, it's just destroying the game itself.
No, he's right, though. It has nothing to do with that. It's that there are no guys. Every guy in the majors now throws 100 miles an hour. Every single one of them does, and they're off speed, like the sliders and stuff they're throwing. They're throwing those like 94, 95. Guys just throw too hard. And when they're asking guys to throw, 4 out of 7 nights or 5 out of 7 nights a week, like, you just got no shot.
Well, I wish I could throw 100 miles an hour. That'd be fun.
It'd be very cool.
And I would do it every time. It'd be hard for me not to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Closers. So Mario Rivera threw that same pitch every single time, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
How about him saying, "Oh, first time ever for me"?
Just for me.
How many years did he do the same pitch?
Yeah, close to 20.
And same pitch every single time.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best closer ever.
And we go, I wanted to do that this weekend in Philadelphia for old.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
Yeah, but it would have been about 10 times more work for about 3 different people.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, I just run my shit. All good. Well, I got to go. No, please.
All right, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, I apologize for even bringing that up.
It's a good idea.
Play the song.
Yeah, I'll bring Kendall. No, okay, all good. All good. Don't even worry about it. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the NFL's broadcast boot camp, is a man who's been on TV before. We've seen him. He's absolutely crushed it on the field. Pro Bowl, All-Pro,
What?
legend of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Saints, Cam Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey.
How are you, man?
Man, I'm blessed. Yesterday I just saw your guy, George Kittle. We just did a little convention with Little Caesars Pizza in Vegas. And now I'm here at the boot camp. He was telling me all about WrestleMania.
Hey, he had a good time at WrestleMania. Him and his dad were having a blast. I got to witness it. And obviously his favorite, Bayley, got a massive win, is now the champion. So WrestleMania's. Have you ever been, Cam? Are you a wrestling fan?
Yeah, WrestleMania. I'm sure I've been back when Bam Bam Bigelow was wrestling, so that might predate a lot of that was my childhood hero situation. Back when Goldberg was Goldberg, and the older guys who are still popping up, The Rock, Sting, everybody who apparently is still wrestling. And here I am thinking I'm impressive going into year 14. They've been doing it for like 40 years.
Yeah, I was about to say you're an old ass man there saying that was your childhood. Those guys still doing it. Obviously, so are you. Let's talk about where you're at right now. You're at the broadcast boot camp right now. And are you, because we see you on TV all the time, so is this your first time? Have you done the boot camp before? And for those that don't know, what is the broadcast boot camp? What are you experiencing?
Yeah, I have never done the broadcast boot camp before. I feel like this is just dotting my I's and crossing my T's. I feel like I've done reps, been a sideline analyst, a sideline reporter for the XFL before COVID, USFL in booth analyst. I feel like I've done a lot of reps, but I've never actually gone to the broadcast boot camp. So I just feel like, this is one of those things that it's like a rite of passage. I feel like, why not? If we have all these available possibilities, why not see them all?
Yeah, there's like executives from every network there, right? It's a big audition. You get a chance to learn from everybody, is what I've learned.
Yeah, beyond learning from everybody, I'm intrigued by that first part that you just dropped. This is my Caleb Williams spin. I'm here to hi, hello. Yeah, I'll interview for. Is that possible? Can I do that?
Oh, nice. How many? I'm not even gonna start saying names, but I am sure the happy hours in the networking is going to be fantastic, especially for you. One of the best personalities in the entire league ever. We appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead, AJ.
Cam, did you know all along? Like, it's unbelievable, 14 years already, and you're still playing at such a high level. But did you know early on in your NFL career that you wanted to possibly get into the media world afterwards? I think seeing your personality, you kind of see everything you do. It makes a lot of sense. Obviously, people want to watch, but is that something that's always been a goal?
Hell no. All I ever wanted to be was a good football player. And once we were able to, get a couple Pro Bowls behind the name, you were like, okay, well now we can show some personality. But you have to have a strong foundation. You have to be a great football player to even have opportunities to, have possibilities beyond football. And I think as opportunities were presented my way, I took, I clawed at each and every one of them. Whether that been USFL, XFL, whether that pertains to NFL Network was back in those early days, just popping in and popping on back when nobody wanted me. And so now we're sitting in a better place. Now with the reps that I've had, the people that I've been able to have great times with on camera, I feel like it's definitely helped get me to this point. I've got my guy Mark Ingram who came out of the Saints last year, went right on the TV. You just have those people that lay that foundation work and make it exciting and fun.
He's fantastic on Big Dune. I enjoy the hell out of him. We got to talk to him at Alabama.
Yep.
And he's electric.
Yeah, man.
I've never got to be around him. He is electric. His energy is like, his aura is just like a boost immediately. I think energy is a great thing to be on television and do anything, but resume is a big deal too. So like, the fact that you are who you are, should give you the confidence and all that. Any of those suits change you at that broadcast boot camp. You hear me, Cam? Don't let any of those stupid suits change you at that thing. Connor's got a question for you. Speaking of changing, 14 years, a long time. The game has changed.
Yeah,
go ahead, Con, man.
Obviously, rules change in every offseason, Cam. I was just wondering, have you been able to start practicing unweighting yourself while you're playing next year, just because that'll be such a big role for you going forward in the NFL?
I don't even unweighted. What does that even mean?
Figure it out, Cam. You're in the media.
Yeah.
You're in the media now, and figure it out.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm still trying to get out of those the bubble helmets, the Guardian helmets. I'm not even going to put anything out there, but say it. The first 12 years, no Guardian helmet. The concussions that happened, that data. They said, concussion rates got a little high, so then they put the Guardian caps on. But to my knowledge, I feel like concussions might have been more prominent last year.
Whoa! I didn't hear that stat.
Gee.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah. Look at your journalism right now at Broadcast Boot Camp. That's breaking news.
Just dropping casual bombs.
Yeah.
Just things that have maybe, turn my gears.
Is Schefter or any of the insiders at this thing telling you, like, here's how you do my job? You get 4 phones, you tell your family, I'll see you in 10 years, and you answer every text message that you have to do, and you let these stats go ahead and tell a story. Is there any of that, any insider conversation in there?
No, man. Look, I'm waiting for you to drop the secrets, man. Build out your own studio right where you're at. Mm-hmm. Never have to leave, leave the crib. Mm-hmm. That's what that's the dream. Is like, you build a compound.
Those suits ain't like that. Hey, I was rejected from the broadcast boot camp 3 times.
Oh,
do you know that, Cam?
No, this is news to me. And then you said, "Screw it, I'll build my own broadcast."
Bingo, yeah. Three times. The first time, I sent him a 90-minute stand-up special. Like, hey, here is, and then they said, no, thank you. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I probably don't deserve to be there anyways. Then the second time, David Thornton, who's our player, personnel guy, he's like, you need to get in there. You got your own show. You need to do it. I apply again. Nah, sorry, we don't have a space for you. It's like, okay, well, never doing that again. And then the year I'm retiring, David Thornton's like, you need to get in there at least one last time. So I'm like, nope, they applied for me. Rejected a third time. I'm like, okay, we get it, Suits. We get it. You know, it's a whole different story. But I am incredibly thankful that it happens for a lot of guys in the league because, like, you getting the network there's a lot of gatekeepers there. And, like, whenever you talk about what we've been able to do, we're incredibly lucky. I got an incredible team, like, very, 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 very lucky. But, like, I think the thing you need to do, and this is just me saying my secret, you need to be you forever, Cam. You are one of one. It's your game. It's your league. You know, you've been in it long enough. You've affected it enough. So, like, having producers tell people what to say, like, that doesn't make that person, like, you be you, Cam, because the game is lucky to have you. Ty has a question for you, pal.
Yeah, Cam.
Appreciate it.
Just curious. I don't know if maybe they'll talk about that at the broadcast boot camp, but the media, for whatever reason, and maybe it was just this last year, but it seems like Derek Carr kind of gets a bad rap. You know, they kind of cherry pick a little bit. There's him and a couple of his linemen yelling at each other. And obviously you guys didn't have, the most successful season last year, didn't do what you wanted to do. But what is Derek Carr like as a teammate on a day-to-day basis? Obviously you've played with guys like Drew and some of these incredible leaders, but what is Derek Carr like on a day-to-day basis that might be different than like what the media kind of puts out there?
Yeah, I mean, we had whatever that fallout from the media was, right, about Derek Carr and somebody else getting into it, or Eric McCoy, I believe, was the offensive lineman. Yeah. But at the end of the day, don't you want a competitive quarterback? What did I miss? I get that, in today's age of, the 2020s, everybody's, sympathetic towards feelings. But at some point, like, it's okay to be on the sideline, get into it with your guy, and then at the same time come to an understanding. That's perfectly fine too. Maybe, Pat, maybe it's just, the tales of me being older. Because, when you grow up through high school ball in Arizona in 2000 and whatever that is, 2005, 6, 7, you get into it with your coach. Hell, your coach just may not even call you your name for the first couple of years. So it's just the way that I grew up differently. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I came up to him after and was like, hey, I saw this in media. What about you guys good? And it literally was like, yeah, but we just talked it out. I was like, oh, well, that was that.
Well, you probably get closer from those moments too. And everybody, like in this modern era, I think is not scared of argument, but scared of confrontation.
There it is.
And so a lot of people just like kind of just move along, go ahead and press it down. And then all of a sudden we're wondering why there's potential like mental stuff going on with people. It's like, well, nobody ever confronts anything that's potentially bothering them. Back in the day, to your point, confrontation led to normally better understanding, which led to people being closer. Now it's just like, nah, I don't agree with you. I'm going in a complete opposite direction. I like to hear that that's how you viewed that. Little competitive fire out of Derek Carr. Nobody's talking about that with Derek Carr, a little competitive fire down there in the NFC South. D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah, Cam, man, congrats on going into year 14. Number one, how does the body feel? What have you changed, I guess, over this long career? I know you had a procedure recently, but what have you changed over the last few years in your career going into this stage? And then for the next stage, is there a specific place in the media you would like to see yourself, like an in-studio analyst, in the booth, calling the games? Like, where would you like to be in your perfect world?
Man, I've been blessed enough to finally play a 17-game season, albeit I did it on a bum ankle for the last 8 games of the season. But I think when it comes down to, my playing days for the next 2 years with the Saints, I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl, whatever that takes. I know that there's a Super Bowl in New Orleans, and I'm trying to be a part of that. And not just on the outside looking in factor. I want the Saints to be in New Orleans, playing for the city, playing for our championship. And I think, we even pre-draft, we had a team that came on strong at the end, and we had a chance for a playoff push. All we need is a chance. And so that, the next phase, whenever I do retire and move on into media, we don't know what that looks like. I'm gonna keep the main thing, and that is hopefully getting back to winning football in black and gold.
Go ahead, AJ.
What's your head coach Dennis Allen like? He kind of has a low profile, I guess, when it comes to head coaches in the NFL. It just seems like a consummate professional that you players all seem to really respect. But what's he really like behind closed doors?
I mean, consistency is key in this league. You feel like even though we fell short this year, there was times where a game more we're in the playoffs, a game more we win our division. I mean, we finished 9-8, and that's it hurts that we didn't make playoffs. At the same time, you realize that Dennis Allen as a coach brings, that same consistent level of energy, things that we knew of him when he was a DC as a head coach. And so it makes it real easy as a transition for, vet players as well as younger players to be able to rely on somebody who, as a head coach wants to have the locker room go the right way, wants to have all the facilities in the right way. Is redoing our weight room currently as we speak. There's things that we want to be to become a contender, and I think those steps are happening with him at the forefront.
You talk about younger players and like older players, obviously, handing over the game and everything like that, and trying to reshape and get the black and gold back into some championship game. $13 million guaranteed, I think, was go to Chase Young. Have you chatted with him? It's good money. Hey, Chase, out baby. Yeah. Way to go, Chase. Proud of you, Chase. Chase.
Good business.
Have you chatted with Chase yet? And what are your thoughts on what the move was? Go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, I talked to him probably that week of even hearing about him possibly signing. I think I tweeted about him having a visit with Carolina, and we're like, well, we know that's not happening. Come on down to this, this black and gold. And he ends up in the black and gold. So I feel like a fortune teller. I think, you got a young guy in Carl Granderson, who's a hell of a player, and then you pair him up with Chase Young and myself rotating in. I love, that's a great three-headed monster that could push a lot of quarterbacks. I'm super excited about his addition. I think he just had a procedure as well. So I think he had I'm going to say neck.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Hey,
and
journalism. Good journalism. Good journalism.
And then, so whenever he's back and healthy and in it, we start up next week. So I'm sure he'll be in the building, because it seems like in our team, everybody sort of wants to be at OTAs. So come Monday, we're gonna be open, gearing, and ready to try and get us one.
Okay, OTAs are coming quick. Obviously, the off season is coming to a wrap here at the broadcast boot camp for you. How'd you spend the off season? What do we do? Do we do any trips? Do we work? What do we do?
Man, I was hoping my ankle would heal naturally, and while I was hoping it would heal naturally, I slid into Liberia with my guy Alvin Kamara. In my mind, he's a prince. I don't know anything about it. We went to Monrovia, Liberia. Me, Mark, and AK was already there, and he was amongst the people. He met with the president of Liberia or vice president of Liberia. Started talking to the mayor of Monrovia.
What?
He got his ears on the ground. My man was making electric moves and just helping the people, giving people what they needed. He bought all types of sanitization products, trying to clean up some of the streets. My man is really, really a people's champ. He's not going to be said loud enough. My guy AK is really not even just in New Orleans, Liberia. Back, he goes back home for the first time and shows out in a major way. And me and Mark Ingram got to witness it.
Well, I love that. I love everything about that. Now, the final boss is the people's champ. Officially has the title, but Alvin Kamara sounds like he is championing Liberia. So you were in Liberia this offseason?
Right. Got to dip in for a little less than a week. He was there for like 2 or 3. We get there and he's like the people, literally felt like royalty out there. Wherever we were going, he got treated with the utmost respect. And I was like, oh shoot. I feel like I do well in New Orleans, but he's worldwide.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are giving back to the world, making the world a better place. I hope it carries over into good karma this season for you guys. Enjoy the rest of that broadcast boot camp. Shake the hell out of those suits' hands. But remember, don't change for any of them, Cam. To hell with that.
No doubt. I'm on my idea of being like another Cal great Marshawn Lynch. Change for nobody.
Mm-hmm. And take care of your chickens.
World will accept you. Make your own world.
Another Cal player.
Take care of your chickens too. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you do that if we're going Marshall.
Take care of your mental. Take care of your chickens. Got to.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Jordan. Thank you, buddy.
Cal players don't change.
Yeah, those Cal players don't change.
Well, that's because they are enlightened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Very.
Right.
Which you could argue they do change because they are in line. They get better.
I don't know. There's some stuff coming out about one particular Cal player that we know, with some information that one particular Cal player that we know is going to victory lap about.
That's
Oh.
Yeah, there's some more. One Cal player we know about. I don't know about everybody else there, but one that we know who throws the ball real well. There's some more stats and information coming out that he's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't you think, AJ? Did you see what I saw? Did you see the tweet that I just saw?
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully nobody lied.
Well, that's not.
Hopefully not.
Well, I can't wait to see Aaron's response.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying in this entire thing. Did you go to broadcast boot camp, AJ?
I did, yeah.
Number 5 overall pick. D-Bot, did you?
Yep. I went to the one in Bowling Green, I think.
Second rounders. Day 2 guy.
Yeah. I think that's where it was.
They didn't want me. This began a long time ago. It is a really, really, really cool concept, though. Oh, so every person that controls a checkbook at these networks is at these things? Yeah. And you just get to audition pretty much for all of them in order? Yeah. That's genius. Yeah, we think so too. We really like it. You should apply. Okay. Yep. You can go. All right.
All right. Cool.
I do like that the NFL does this, though. This is beautiful. Everybody's story means something, especially now. With the ways you can make money, I don't think there should ever be a story of an NFL player going broke again because of how wonderful it is. So shout out to the Broadcast Boot Camp. Shout out to Cam Jordan for joining us. Sean Casey. Also, Coach Dan Hurley, fresh off of back-to-back national championships. We'll be back tomorrow with a big one. JJ Watts joining us.
Bye.
See you then. Goodbye. Right on. I mean.
That at home is money.
Yeah. In there.
Same homer.
Yeah. That home run was the same exact ball. Same exact ball.
Found
It
your
looked
sweet-
nice.
I'm
Yeah,
finding your
beautiful.
sweet spot a little bit.
Yeah, you put it right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great pitch either.
The
but
two marks are literally, 3 inches apart from each other?
Yeah, they are.
Because I can't hit TV, you know.
Yep.
'cause I have before.
You hit the back wall?
Huh? Yeah,
Hit
so
the back
right,
wall, the brick?
yeah, right there in the middle above
Where
the
at?
brick. That is the home run. Zoom in right next to the camera on the black part above the brick. Right there, right.
To the right.
Right, you can see the white
There
bar.
it is,
Yeah.
right there. That is.
Look at
Both
you.
of those.
Those are the
Wow.
balls.
Dialed in.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's what I'm doing. And those go over the fence.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They sit at the top of the fence.
That's the
and-
yellow.
And those are gone.
It's a giving fence.
Yeah, those feel good whenever. You do got to look at the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See it in.
Just trying to barrel something up, too. We don't need to be hitting anything off the end of the bat. Don't need to be jamming,
What's nice about the camera is a nice short swing, too, making solid contact.
Yeah, so that's all I'm thinking in my head is like actually look at the ball.
Right.
Because those first couple strikes, I think I was just like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
swinging. I
I'm trying to hit it out of the roof.
Wasn't even looking at the ball.
Yeah.
You got to look at the ball.
Keep your eye on the ball.
What an easy, simple concept. Hey, the thing you're trying to hit, you should look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like actually focus on like, oh, I'm going to hit this.
Yep.
And then let those hands
And
go.
then just violently throw your hands at it.
Hands go.
Homer.
I think I'm a righty, clearly.
Yeah. Found it.
See, the neck.
Oh, nice.
Gone.
Got under it, too.
Gone.
Case loved it.
Yeah.
I was running towards the wrong plate. Okay. Over here. So what a time. I'm happy this has become a part of our. We talk baseball.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
But we play it.
Do it
as
all.
well.
Just saluted third base coach there.
In the dugouts. That's the dugout.
Yeah, we did it,
He
boys.
gets him.
It was first inning home run.
Casey's losing
Good
his
start.
mind. He's losing his fucking mind, brother.
Yeah, I mean, how could he not? I mean, you got good wood on that. Good hack, Pat.
He's the best.
People say that he's my father
Oh, yeah.
because the juice, he's from Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Very proud of him. Very proud of Sean Casey.
He's the man.
He's
Dog.
always had that attitude, that aura. That's why he's the mayor. I guess he used to just park it at first base, and every person that had a hit, congrats, you're in a full
You
conversation.
should have
with me.
seen him, bro. It's a big reason why I am a Reds fan. I mean, I grew up a Reds fan, but I got to watch Casey. His whole routine every time he stepped out of the box with his batting gloves and his weird stretches, like everything about him was so awesome. And you see anytime someone gets on first, Casey's got a big old smile and he's just roaring to go.
Way to go, man.
Oh, good to see
Nice
you.
hit. We're coming. All right.
He was a great hitter, though. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, he was.
He's an unbelievable hitter.
Well, that's why he was hitting coach for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that the Yankees are still able to put wood to ball without him there. But
Sure, yeah.
tied for the best record in all of baseball. Congrats to the Yankees.
Absolutely.
Congrats,
The
Yankees.
Buccos, too. Buccos, Unbelievable baseball team.
All right, let's get to a break.
Sox.
Hour 3 is going to be a good one. Couple cold calls to people, I assume.
Have to.
Yep.
Couple cold calls to people. I don't know who, but it'll come up in conversation.
Yeah.
What a weekend for the WWE. Maybe a cold call or two there.
Yeah.
destroying. Got some news out of the UFL. Not happy about it.
No. Tough.
Some other stuff happening around the sports world that we'll cover. And then we'll send you all into the greatest Tuesday night of all time.
Hell yeah.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Hey, listen, this is real deal. I didn't have any in the hotel we were in Philly.
Oh.
That's different.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare.
Brought mine.
Did you really?
So did I. You should have let me know. I would have. I had enough. I knew when we got there, too. We're going to be eating a bunch of cheesesteaks and just shit like that. I mean, it's going to be bad news.
Speaking of cheesesteaks, shout out to Compost.
Yep. Compost.
Compost.
That's the spot.
Compost. I believe it's Italian instead of compost. Compost. The Compost cheesesteaks,
So good.
really good.
Combos are cool.
CAMPOS.
Since 1947, brother.
Bingo. Elijah, pilot, where's the
Oh,
gloves?
okay. Yep.
Stack of subs. Not a sack, a stack of subs.
Clean stack, too.
He's in the back. They were cold. They had been sitting out a little bit. Bread was intact. Meat was still like moist.
Cheese.
Cheese was perfect.
Clean eat.
Clean it. Yeah, it wasn't all over the place like
Yep.
stupid meatball subs.
Well,
It was great. Compost is my new favorite cheesesteak.
Better than D'Alessandro's?
yep.
Way better.
Look at that. Boy.
Whoa.
Look
Hey,
at that.
Dallas
What we look in
Sanders.
storefront.
I couldn't even imagine what their fucking cheesesteaks taste like fresh.
Oh.
We had to have had it an hour and a half, 2 hours afterwards.
Inhaled it.
That's what it felt like, and it tasted delightful.
He is enjoying.
You got in the lower
Yeah,
right?
he might have fell asleep.
Oh, God. So
Can we
good.
zoom on him? Look
Nah,
at
he might have choked on his gum like L.A. Knight did on
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Could be.
He could be choking. Hope we helped that guy.
Hope he's all right.
I'll tell you what, look, he's got two of them, too, in front of him.
He does.
Heaven, boys.
I
that guy alive?
Yeah, I think he could be in a coma right now, 3 cheesesteaks deep, but that's what the Compost cheesesteaks are.
Yeah, that's the compost coma.
That's Compost coma.
That's what they do.
Hey, you're doing great, bud. We looked like you last night. That place was delicious.
So good.
Shout out to Elijah going to get that. He flew Philly to Indy 3 times in 24 hours.
Dog.
Well, 6 times, I guess.
Yeah.
Dog. And it had that stack of subs ready to go. Those wings didn't get touched.
No, they didn't.
Shout out to Philly. I didn't see shit except for WrestleMania. But you guys, I think, got to see it a little bit. This got brought back to Constitution.
Goddamn right I did. It's right there. The whole entire Constitution. Actually, it's called a Constitution in a bottle, and you could pop that thing open.
That's not real.
And the entire Constitution's in that
That's
thing.
fake.
Throw it in the ocean.
They were
That's
fixing
not
the Liberty Bell when we were there.
Yeah. I'm not throwing that in the ocean, Hawker. I'm not.
I heard there
giving-
were some people that ran the Rocky steps.
Yeah.
Zeke, heard you ran the steps.
I did 4 times.
Four times.
I burned 880 calories
Why?
in my Apple Watch.
Why 4 times?
What?
I was sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4
4
times.
times.
Impressive.
4 times is a ton.
I'm proud of you. That's good. What do we do? We just wanted to?
No, they were just waiting in line to take a picture with Rocky. And I just kept going up and down, get a quick workout in.
You're bored?
Smart.
Kind of.
Good for you, Z.
Did the music stop?
The lines are so long.
Yeah,
To take a picture with the statue?
And the
Yeah,
Liberty
it was
Bell.
50 minutes.
Dumpy said he waited 35 or something like
Had
that.
to do it. Never been to Philly before.
I didn't know we were such a big sites office.
And the bell, too, by
Yeah.
the way.
Well, you're in a city for 5 days.
Yeah, and Philly's different. Philly's different. It's East Coast. It's one of the original
I was
13
very
colonies.
bummed out that I didn't get to see any of the shits.
Yeah, it was fun.
We the people, brother.
Yeah, I'm going to say Philly
Fucking right,
kind of
we
gets
the
a bad
people.
rap. It was nice downtown.
Well, it's not Philadelphia. The city's nice. The people are just like the worst people in the country.
Okay, so it's
Well,
not
they broke
the
a
city.
record last night.
Oh,
did.
we kind of
Good casino,
figured
too.
something out. Yeah, kind of figured out why a lot of those fans pretty pissed
Yes.
off when they enter. When they
Now
enter
you
that
can
stadium.
stop the music. So, quite a racket happening in Philly. 2 Philadelphia sports fans, and they don't even know it's happening.
No, they don't.
They don't even know it's happening. But there's one parking lot that has baseball, football, and casino connected.
In a row.
So let's say you go to a football game. You bet on the Eagles. They win. You win. Okay, you won your money. Eagles win. This is a good day, isn't it?
Pumped.
On your way out, well, Philly Casino Live's right there. Oh, we could double this.
There's traffic
You're going in there, you're losing that immediately.
right away.
So you're walking out a loser. That's why they're throwing batteries at Santa Claus.
Exactly.
That's why they're doing the things that they're doing, because even when they win, they're presented with a very good opportunity to lose right in front of them. To make it out of that parking lot a winner, the team has to do their thing, the bet has to cover, and then the casino you have to win. Is so many things have to go right for them to leave as happy fans.
Yeah.
We don't think that's right, but we do appreciate what they're battling every
Smart.
It's a smart play.
For them.
Absolutely. It is genius, but to be fair, what they're doing to the people of Philadelphia is just not kind. It's not cool.
Think about winning. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to double your money. What do you mean? They're giving them a great opportunity.
It is a good
But
casino.
no, to what Pat was just saying, think about their NFL season last year. First 10 weeks, their first 11 weeks are 10-1. After that, they lose every single game.
What happened over there?
That got Philly Casino Live.
Yeah.
Philly Casino Live got hot. Took all the good mojo for the city of that parking lot, for sure.
Great over 35 line. You just slide right through, no line.
You old as fuck? Come on in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You don't have to wait.
Everybody's waiting for like 20 minutes. Just walked right through.
Hey, you got a job? All right, sweet. You want to blow your savings in here? Sweet.
Come on in.
Come on in. You don't have to wait in line with these youngs that are just here to get free drinks. Anyways, Philadelphia, great job hosting. We'll take a break. I missed them this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Single ply in that stadium.
Yeah.
Not good. Can't be doing that.
Especially when you're serving, Philly cheesesteak, egg rolls.
Yeah.
To Ty's
So
point.
good.
Oh, my
Those
God.
are coming
like
right out.
Stadiums or arenas, I would imagine, should eventually get like Dude Wipe sponsorships where they have them in bathrooms.
Yeah, but think about the amount of toilets
Yes.
in all these places. So the amount of toilet paper single ply is just so cheap.
Yeah.
That's probably such an easy.
Yeah.
Dude Wipes though needs to think about getting with Ballmer out there.
Yeah.
Because he feels like he understands a clean butthole is good for the fan experience. And that needs to happen more at these places. Because all of a sudden I got poop in my fingernails.
Right.
Because I got single ply as I'm going out to do WrestleMania Night 1.
You know what Dude Wipes needs to do? They need to figure out something that you can install so that it is like a roll, that you can just pull it out, that it always keeps it wet as well.
That's the next step.
I do
Who's going to
worry.
refill all those?
Maybe a container that's
The
a
same people
legit
that
paper
refill
roll.
all the paper towel rolls now.
Let's get to a break.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I worry if everyone poops at the same time and they all flush like 8 Dude Wipes down the toilet at once.
RFA.
They're good.
RFA,
They're
brother.
flushable. They're good.
Just making sure.
What is it? The reflushable.
Yeah, the Responsible Flushing Alliance.
Alliance, yeah.
Rafa, brother.
Yeah.
Right there.
Checks out.
Wipe your ass, flush the wipe, live your best life.
Boom.
Dude Wipes.
Boom.
All right. We'll be back on the other side to wrap up sports on this glorious Tuesday. We appreciate you so much. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life, like Dude Wipes. Take. Hi. Sweet 16 tonight, AJ. It's a big deal. Opening day today, big deal. What are your thoughts on sports really having a big day on this particular Thursday?
I don't know what it's like in your guys' algorithm in your world, but I don't hear a whole lot about opening day where I'm from.
Nope.
Do you?
We don't have a team in Columbus.
Yeah. What are you
No, we got this. I'm the Reds fan, and there's a lot of Indians or Guardians fans.
Misogynistic pig.
Bye-bye, pal.
Get me off the screen with
Good
this
run,
thing.
AJ.
Hope you enjoyed your media career because it's over.
God.
That's it. That's
By
it.
the way,
See
let's
you guys.
check what the ump
Bye,
on third.
guys.
He
Yes,
did.
he did.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
out.
You
Did
were
I
too-
finish it?
Yeah, you did.
I don't know.
Anyways, the Commanders of Cleveland. Yes, they are very good baseball players.
People love them.
Who's Skeens playing for this year?
He plays for the Indianapolis Indians.
Whoa!
That's their name.
Okay.
That's their name.
That's the team name. That's
You
the
did
team
not
name.
say that.
That's still the team name. It's not his fault.
That's their name.
That's their name.
It's never changed
They
either.
have not changed it.
Nope. Indianapolis will not change that one. They're not changing a lot.
How about the Guardians?
What
AJ?
else we got going on?
How about the Cleveland Commanders?
Cavs?
Yeah.
They're good.
Commanders.
What about?
The Commanders? What do they do?
He's talking about the Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians, bro. Guardians.
Yeah, a piece of Kirk. Jeez,
I still call them the Indians.
Oh my God!
These are the presidents.
You sack of shit. These people in Ohio just won't learn. You peaches of shit.
2024.
I still reference them as the Cleveland Indians.
We got it. We get it. They're the Guardians. That's the name. The Guardians.
And I also don't say the Ohio State University. I just say Ohio State.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very noble of you.
Right.
Very noble.
They're going to have a different January 6th in Ohio this year.
I can't believe this. Hey, we're going to fucking smoke some.
Hell yeah.
Y'all get it out of your system now because I'm going to annihilate your asses. Just saying.
We can't get lapped. That is hey, Pat, deal? Can't get lapped. Boys, nobody can get lapped.
Let's go.
Team on three, team on me. 1, 2, 3. T.
You're all in trouble.
Actual, you think you'll lap one person, 2 people? How many people?
I say at least one.
Laps one person will donate $25,000 to a charity of his choice. If he laps 2 people, it'll be $50,000 to a charity of your choice. And if you don't lap anybody, it's on you to give $10,000.
Deal.
All right, here we go. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good luck. Hey, boys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Warm up them tires. Let me warm up them tires. Let me warm up them tires. awesome, dude. You know, there's professionals at things. There's professional walkers, believe it or not. They're in the Olympics. They're speed walkers. They walk better than we do, even though every human knows how to walk. There's professional eaters, okay? Every human on earth eats. They're better than you are at eating somehow. Everybody drives. This motherfucker drives. Thank you so much for coming, Tony. Yes, didn't laugh any of us, though. 10 grand to donation, but he definitely smoked us. Hey, that's called getting smoked by smoke.
We man so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Body slammy Sammy Zayn. Wayman used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sammy Zayn. Hey.
What?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP. Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Rain and Repeat Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Sports! Our wonderful, that's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And a man who was 9 years in the NFL as a football savant. He played corner, safety, nickel. Now he's host of Everything DBs, Good D, Bad D, and also the NFL Matchup Show on ESPN The Ocho. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. D-Butch, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. Still on the high right now. Mania, my first Mania. Had a couple Mania moments, and then obviously back-to-back. UConn champs. Good
I heard you, and congrats to your UConn.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We're very happy for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really if you lose your coach to another school after going back-to-back, that is going to be an embarrassing thing that you're going to have to deal with forever.
We won't.
Okay.
There's a chance.
He
didn't say no. He didn't say no.
Yeah, but he doesn't sound anywhere near wanting to do that.
No.
He seems to be in the camp of like, let's not let this happen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not let this even happen, which is all in UConn's end of the court here.
We know how business goes, though. Say, agent, hey, do what you got to do, say what you got to say, get some leverage going. I want him to get every dollar he can get. He deserves it. So, but he's not going anywhere.
Okay, let's talk about Mania. I heard you picked up Dirty and threw him whenever Undertaker came out. Is that real? I just learned of that this morning.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I blacked out. That was it. The first night was great with the tag matches and the things that went on. Second night was awesome as well, but when that bell rung,
oh my God,
unbelievable!
When that I don't know where Gertie went. I remember I was right next to Connor. I know that. I think I might have hit Ty in the back of the head as well, but I blacked out, and then obviously the entire stadium blacked out.
Yeah.
And then, shit. Then he popped up
out of nowhere,
yelling at the final. Turn around, Rock! Turn around, he's right behind you, brother.
Hey, all the Rock was saying is, I'm the final ball. I'm the fucking final ball.
Yeah, but
his awareness a little bit lower than we thought it used to be, at least. Because Take was standing behind Rock for a few moments.
He was.
And The Rock didn't know that I think he did know, but he just didn't want to face it face to face at that exact moment.
I get that.
He had that belt. And that Cordillo weight belt would have, I'm the final boss.
Oh, no. I was yelling at him.
Whoa! The dead man! He's seen a ghost!
The dead man cometh.
Oh, no. What a moment.
Unbelievable.
Cody Rhodes strung out underneath the
rope. Oh, man. That was so sick. Holy shit.
And we were sitting right there. I don't know where the hell he went. I don't know how he got there, how he got out.
Like that's the dead man, brother.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, there's videos of him now potentially sprinting through the stadium
4-2
with like 7 people around him.
AI.
Shout to Ruben, by the way, ticket guy running that. I think I saw him back left.
Ruben,
he's a happy guy. Not Fanatics.
Oh, okay, I was just making sure.
I heard the Fanatics people were very hospitable and nice to sit by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, oh boy. If you go to a sporting event and you see some Fanatics hat, fucking find another seat, brother.
I bought brand new Jordans, destroyed.
Yeah.
My time is stuck to my feet.
Zeke had to get 8 different drinks because they knocked over like 6 of his iced tea.
The whole Fanatics bunch, I guess.
No,
the whole crew.
Very normal. You go to a sporting event and, people get up and walk back and forth 155,000 times during a 3-hour.
And they
normal.
care, though. They're very care. I heard they
No,
care.
well, that was the one thing is like, maybe an excuse me like once or twice would have been cool, but that,
At least the main event, though, they were.
That's what it was.
No, I thought so too, and then they left before Cena and Undertaker and any of like the surprises happened, which is kind of an interesting move. Main event guys, biggest Mania main event in history. But hey, you know what? You have your WrestleMania moment how you'd like.
Exactly.
WWE World was awesome.
That was
It
a good
was.
Fanatics event.
It was.
That was a good Fanatics event.
Great. Got some merch.
Yeah, had a great time.
Merch.
Lucky to be in the WWE world. But I turned around and I saw the entire crew of dudes, and I was like, "Well, who's this?" Because last night it was 2 Chainz and Wale.
Yep.
And everybody. What was the lady's name?
I'm not
Winnie Harlow.
Yeah, there it is.
She was. I mean, she was very active. She's a big fan. She was screaming. She almost jumped over the barricade at one particular
Vanessa
point.
Hudgens was there 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, her dude used to play for the Indianapolis baseball.
Colt
Correct.
Tucker.
Yes.
I got a chance to chat with him a little bit. Diplo, I saw Diplo. I was looking at Diplo while Diplo was recording me at one point.
Yeah,
cool hair. I didn't know if it was who's that one? There's like a Spanish artist that has the blonde hair. I see him on the internet.
Cisco?
Because it was dark. It wasn't easy.
Cisco's good. Yeah.
Cisco's not a Spanish artist, but he does have the platinum hair.
I think I know who you're talking about.
There's like I think there's a Spanish artist that has like platinum hair.
Neck tat?
I think so.
Yes, I think I know exactly who you're
But it was
talking
kind of dark.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is not a Spanish. Once again, Cody
He's got
Rhodes.
the neck tat and he's got the blonde hair.
He's the American Nightmare, though. I thought it was a Spanish-speaking human that was potentially there, his big star that I seen on the internet, because it was so dark. Then the lights came on. I was like, that's fucking Diplo?
Yeah.
Diplo is here right now? And then he put out some videos. Diplo put out some videos from where he was. He was 2 feet away from me.
He was this close from offering D-Butt $10,000 for D-Butt's Mania jacket. He was like, that thing is so fucking hard. Where'd you get that?
The jacket was over.
Jacket
big time over.
Yeah, as soon as you bought it, you didn't take it off for 5 days.
I had 3 days. Had the whole run.
Smart
Had
play. Diplo had good juice, though.
Yes, he did. He was in it.
Diplo had very good energy. But then when it wasn't Diplo and it wasn't Titty Boy and Wale, it was just this group of dudes.
Yeah.
And I was like, they got to be, who the fuck do these people know? You know, that was, because that right behind us is normally a pretty
prominent.
Because there's camera there, and obviously in and out there is a lot easier than in some other places. So then Ruben came. I saw Ruben come, and I'm like, oh, this must be like the Fanatic boys.
Sure.
That's who this must be. So then I accidentally asked the boys about, hey, who was that crew? And then obviously the way Ty and Darius even got into the mix there, and Connor just got into the mix. I heard the whole story. So Ruben's Fanatics crew. I think what the boys were saying is thank you for your passion, your energy, and what you guys do.
For sure.
But also, my wife was there. Dwayne Johnson's mom was fucking there.
Oh,
the
yeah.
CIA person was there.
Yep.
You know, you're not the only people that have successful lives that have been in that area and are trying to enjoy the fuck out of a show. So chill out, I think, is what a lot of people were saying.
But I did enjoy it, like how you can see that there's like all these people down there, and you can act like you're in your living room. Like that is pretty. That's hats off.
Respect.
I can appreciate
Respect.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. I love that. Shout out to Fanatics. Great weekend.
Yeah, good weekend.
They should be celebrating.
They should be.
And people are getting up. Like, we're not saying, hey, sit the fuck down
No,
the whole
you
time.
take
Like
a piss. You go take a
the
piss.
guys in between us, was it the Impractical Jokesters?
Sal.
Yeah. Like, they got up a couple times. Hey, excuse me, sorry. Like, we're grabbing food real
Humans.
quick. Yeah, very humanistic about it.
Sal's must watch.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
also very thin.
Yeah, he is.
Sal's got like a jawline.
Looks great.
As an Impractical Jokers fan, I turned around because I heard 2. Somebody was yelling, only 2. They're screaming. And I turned, I made eye contact. It was Sal. And he goes, only 2, Pat. And I looked at Sal. I was like, Sal, you look good.
Yeah.
Yo.
Thank you.
Sal looks really good.
He
It
does.
was like a full on. And then he went back to accosting whoever was in the ring, which I appreciate, which is what you're supposed to do. But yeah, the whole Zito shoes completely ruined.
Oh, God.
Just completely ruined.
Brand new Jordan.
Just on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like around the edge. It's like just.
Wait, they were stepping on your Jordans. Did they say anything? Like,
No, brother.
If I step on anybody's shoes, I know like that. I cannot do this.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, like humans.
Got stuff to do, people to see. Get the fuck out of my way.
They had cameras, so you knew.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
There's one.
With did they have the microphone on the?
Oh yeah, the road on top of it with
The clip mic.
Yep.
Wow. Hey, it was awesome. That place was.
It was
sweet.
And like
it's hard not to just like look up at the very top and just be like, holy shit, 201,900 or 240. I forget what the exact number is, but over 200,000 tickets sold. 200,000 seats over the weekend.
Unbelievable.
WWE Universe is awesome.
Yeah, that's the most impressive like live event I've ever like seen. Indy 500, obviously F1, Super Bowls, games, but that like seeing that shit, and then obviously being able to see, be a privy to some of the behind the scenes type of things, but just seeing it, how it all works, like it's unbelievable. They do it what, every week?
Yeah.
Every week.
Yep.
Like you do
Once
that
on
and then
TV,
you right back to Raw.
Yeah.
SmackDown, like that's insane.
No off season. We're back. 4 hours of off season now. We got to figure out Mania after Raw, which is going to be the biggest Raw of all time, and also everybody's going to watch. So has to be a good show. The thing I love about WrestleMania after getting to go here these last few years, being a fan my whole life, such a good positive.
It is.
Everybody's in it together.
Yeah, it's happening.
Everybody's in it. That's why when everybody's just trampling on shoes and shit, it's like, hey, that is not like, hey, this is like a big community. It's like a celebration of professional wrestling. It's always good vibes at WrestleMania.
Best fans in the world.
It is.
1,000%. It's not even close.
Best event, too. By far, best event every single year.
Especially in places like Philly, and then the first one where we kind of all went to as a group. I think it was the first one you were actually working with the WWE in New Orleans, where it's like, hey, going out on Bourbon Street, all these people hammered. Usually it's like head on a swivel. You never know. And instead, we're going bar to bar, and they're just singing people's intro music, impromptu fights breaking out. Where
matches.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting titles on the line.
And just refs coming in and counting people out. It is just the biggest celebration. Whereas, the week before, it's you get people getting stabbed on Bourbon Street. You just don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Everyone knows why they're there, and they're all on the same page. And even if someone's a crybaby or they're rocking with Roman, there's no actual animosity
it's awesome.
between them.
It is a beautiful thing. Kyle Brandt put out a video about experiencing his first WrestleMania with his 10-year-old son. I think it's a good kind of description of what it's supposed to feel like. So obviously, WrestleMania 40 hit a home run for that. Thank you to everybody that was a part of it. Speaking of somebody that was there, saw him. He was 15 yards from me to my left. He looked handsome, obviously, marking out with his family.
Yep.
Senior insider for NFL Network, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
What's up?
Rap, we were just chit-chatting about how awesome WrestleMania was and how the vibes are just so positive, and it's just such a good time. Did you experience that? We didn't get the chance to hang out. Obviously, I saw you, but did you experience the same thing in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I was going to come by and say hello, but you were a little busy.
26.
It was maybe the best sporting event I've ever been to.
Yeah,
I've been to.
Bingo.
I mean, pure entertainment, literally electric. Seats were good. Not gonna lie, seats helped. This might surprise you, but I haven't had a ton of time to really watch and get into the storyline. So I was actually how much am I going to enjoy it? It was unbelievable. It was electric. A couple great moments for me. Okay.
Here we go.
One, Jude, my 9-year-old, cannot. So Logan Paul comes to the ring, and everyone's booing, and he loves Prime and loves Logan Paul, and it's I don't understand why everybody hates him. Why are they booing him? And then when Logan Paul wins, he yelled so loud that he started coughing and needed to drink water because he couldn't control himself. Was out of his mind.
That's awesome.
Just so excited.
That's good. That's a good story arc. Why is everybody booing my guy?
Yeah.
He is a babyface, though. Once you start learning about his story, now he's made mistakes. Okay, he's been famous for the last 20 years or whatever the case is. But he is, and that Prime shit's got
oh my god,
they got 1.3 billion in the last year. They've done. What's the other electric moment? It had to be Dahn. Had to be.
Well. Full transparency, I've never lied to you guys. Our kids had school the next day, so midway through them, realities of having a family.
Right.
You will be there, my friend. You will be there.
Rap sheet.
Yeah, I will be there. Yeah.
Bingo.
We're not leaving before the fucking main event. That's the only reason why we're here.
I didn't. First of all, nobody told me that Cena was going to be there.
Well, no, but WrestleMania rap sheet. There's surprises.
Nobody told me Undertaker was coming out either. You should have seen
that. Where did he go?
Back to the grave, brother.
He's the dead man, brother.
I'm happy you had the greatest sporting event you've ever been to and just have no clue what just happened in front of you.
All right,
There's him getting out.
There you go.
Allegedly.
That's him allegedly getting it. It looks like him kind of, but I don't know if he was wearing that outfit.
No, that actually might have been the Fanatics guys getting run back into
for their 8th trip to
Did the Fanatics guy come over and knee Jude in the face on the way out? Or I don't know if you saw that or not. Shout out to Fanatics. Shout
out. Fanatics.
Hey, any news? Any news in your world breaking after a great WrestleMania weekend?
Wait, hold on. Here's one other thing.
Okay.
We broke some news that morning with the Duggar extension, which not as big as WrestleMania. No, so my boys are sitting there, and again, like they see Uncle Pat over there doing his thing, and they go, "When's Pat McAfee going to get involved?" And I'm like, Now last year he had a match, and then we went, and so I explained to him that Pat's getting a little older. He's obviously not, like these other guys, and so we get home, and all they want to do is watch your match.
Yes.
That's it.
That.
Oh, yeah.
Leave them wanting more. Leave these kids wanting more. That's what it's all about. Tell them that's the work, kid. Tell them that's, whenever you put together such a masterpiece like me and Miz did last year, why would you want to follow it up? No, the people that were performing at WrestleMania, those spots, not easy to get, first of all, to get on the card in there. I thought everybody did a great job, especially with how cold it was Saturday. You weren't there Saturday, right?
Not there Saturday.
Oh, they said it was 46 wind chill or whatever, but the wind that was coming through was like 30. That felt like it was 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It was freezing, like for shoot. And everybody, they got their oil.
Yeah.
And then they start sweating. And then like for a tag match, you're just standing over there.
Going through tables.
And wind is just, I was so impressed with everybody. It was a great weekend. It was great to see you. Okay, let's go to NFL. Is there anything happening? What do we have happening? Anything?
Knee deep in draft process right now. So basically what I'm doing is calling everyone I know and trying to get as much draft intel as I humanly possibly can. And then I will share as much as I can as we get a little closer.
Connor has a question for you, Rap.
Yeah, Rap.
Has the possibility to be an absolutely insane draft night. But yes, what's up, Connor?
You have no idea. Yeah. You have no idea how insane draft night's already going to be, let alone whatever takes place. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rap.
Undertaker going to be there again?
Could be. Maybe.
Kind of. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. How come Malik Neighbors knows who's drafting Jaden Daniels, but none of the rest of us do? Is that real? Is Jaden Daniels actually kind of set in stone coming to New England? And also, is Malik Neighbors a problem for some of these teams now after 2 weeks ago being the number one receiver, and now he is possibly going to the Colts at like 18?
And tread lightly here because we will bury you.
Yep.
Let's get to the Malik Neighbors past stuff first, okay? I don't think that that teams will spread misinformation about a guys to hope they drop. I know some people will say that. I don't think that happens. What does happen is teams need more information. I don't really like the, off the field, like teams are trying to figure out where players are right now. Like, is Malik Neighbors someone that teams need more information about? Yeah, like there was a charge at, I believe it was Mardi Gras a couple years ago. Does that make him a bad person? Like, I don't think so. He's an unbelievable receiver. They need information. There are players who are a problem, and there are players who make mistakes. And what these teams try to do now is figure out which are which. I have not heard of Malik Neighbors being in the bad guy category. I have not. But I know teams are trying to figure out where he stands now.
Okay, well, this seems like a bunch of draft bullshit that we're going to have to continue to get through. But if you're a Mardi Gras,
every year,
if you're a Mardi Gras as a young adult, I mean,
come on,
there's a chance that you could make a mistake.
Yeah,
every once in a while, it's kind of being enforced in this form of a hurricane, I believe is what they call them. And it's, it's a Long Island times 6.
Yeah.
I think there's actually.
I have been there.
Yeah.
I have been there.
Bet you have.
Yeah, I bet you have. And there's a couple nights where you were there, but your soul wasn't. And that's what we're talking about with Malik Neighbors. Got to judge a little bit differently back in the day. But I don't like this shit coming out just for, bullshit reasons. Go ahead, AJ.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, hold on. Let me answer the other thing first. The Jaden Daniels, I do not know where he's going. I do not. And I have a hard time believing that anybody does. Really, the only thing that matters is he going to Washington? Because if he's not going to Washington, and look, he is a quarterback that I think Cliff Kingsbury would like. He is highly touted. He's got a high ceiling. Seems to be a very good person. Draft process has been interesting because he hasn't gone to all the different places. But it's really just, does he go 2 or does he go 3? And if he doesn't go 2, then it gets really, really interesting because then I think the Patriots' phone absolutely lights up.
Ooh.
Oh, but the Patriots won't want him. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, what's that about?
Interesting.
Well, no, it's just how much you can offer. What's it worth?
8 first-round picks. 8.
Okay.
Probably gets done.
Okay.
Okay.
And Justin Jefferson.
Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, when you're calling and talking to these execs and GMs and people in the front office and agents, and you're extracting information from them, how much information are they trying to get from you? I would assume they want to know too what other teams are telling you, just to try to jockey for position.
Yeah, that is a lot of it. And there's, I toe the line between sharing what I can. Obviously, you never want to burn anyone. And I always tell people, and I tell you guys the same thing. I will never go into a draft process and say, I truly know that this will happen. Because even the people really, really close to you, they're not going to lie, but they may mislead. Or they'll say, I can't go there. I'm not going to. So what I'll generally do is I'll ask people, I almost will never say, who are you taking? But I might say, what areas you looking at? Or I'll say, what do you hear about the teams around you? And it's like a big gossip sharing circle. And I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a little bit of a gossip. And I really enjoy it. I love that.
Yeah. Loose lips sink ships, and you're getting as boozed up as you can to sink as many ships as possible. We know how you are. You're a lot of handshaking, a lot of here's a paddle. Let me get you out of the shits creek that I just threw you into. And do that
Want some Jaeger?
You are part of the process, though. Insiders are a massive piece of the entire thing. Insiders, though, don't need to be the ones breaking this news. Kind of sad, actually, very sad. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Ian, Texas D lineman, 2023, I believe, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, Tandre Sweat got a DUI, I think Sunday morning or Saturday morning. Do you know what's going on there? And I assume that is going to hurt the draft stock a little bit 1 month before the draft, or a couple weeks before the draft, to be honest.
So I believe it was Sunday when it came out. I think the incident was Saturday night. I do not have all these specifics. I know there's, obviously you do the breathalyzer, then you do the blood work. I don't have specifics on that. If it was close, if he was at the line, I think the blood work will be specific and show that. I believe that there was a crash involved, and I believe he was struck. So not as opposed to causing, he was the one who was struck. Is my understanding of the situation. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. It's just what I was told happened. This is going to be another one, right? Because is it going to hurt his draft stock? It obviously doesn't help. But he had visits scheduled, and he went on all of them. So today's Tuesday, right? So he had Titans yesterday, and then he had one today. And so it's none of it. Nothing's good. He's a very good player, but none of this is great. Mm-hmm. But it is a good opportunity for him to sit down and face a real life situation and address it head on and tell teams, look them in the eye, and really, learn from it and be transparent and talk to teams a little bit. And it's not good, not going to help, but you hope it is not. It's certainly not the end of the story for him, and I think good can come of this, definitely.
We need Uber. We need back in our day, and
they have Uber.
Bingo. I don't want to talk about how old we are, but some places impossible to get a taxi back in the day. So, and I'm not making excuses for anybody, but there was some drunk driving going on back in the day because there wasn't any really options for people. They seem to think that. I was never a drunk driver. I actually chose to walk home the evening in which I got arrested, even though car was there, so I'm not doing that. We're going to walk home. Turns out, also bad idea, especially if you maybe stumble into a body of water, which is what they claim.
Mm-hmm. That can happen.
Anyways, these young guys getting these DUIs, this needs the...
can't do it.
This needs the... your generation, you guys have, you have answers. I'm not saying you need to not have a good time. You should. Sweat worked his ass off, got himself in a position. If you want to have a couple pops on a Saturday night, you do what you got to do. But let's be fucking smart about this. Not only for your future, obviously, which is being affected, but lives. We know too much now about the dangers and the risks, and we've all had friends that have died from drunk driving incidents and accidents, and it's come on, boys, come on. Hey, younger generation, come on.
Come on.
It's right there on your phone. You're allowed. You're allowed to just
too easy.
Uber your way home. I think they do need to figure out a driver,
These drivers, it's so easy to get now. You get your Uber Black, get a good one. Hey, you got a card, get your buddies. If you got, some guys you hang out with or entourage or whatever, hey, you're the driver tonight. And I get it, especially when you're young, but hey, you want to be behind the wheel. You want to make sure whatever. But like you said, if you're getting blown up, if you're even having a little 1, 2, especially at this point in the process, at any point in life, man, just make those decisions, please.
Come on, boys.
Please.
Come on.
Be smart.
Come on, be smart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another draft prospect Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, what are you hearing about Cooper DeJean's draft stock? Because if you go by like the raw athletic score, which, I mean, who knows? Like some people, swear by it and a lot of people think it's bullshit, but I think he was in the 1 percentile of, like D-backs who have ever done it going into the draft. And obviously very weird for like a guy from Iowa to kind of have his own pro day so far removed from everything else. Medically, he was cleared. He kind of said that. But, like, what does working out like that do for his draft stock? I think a lot of people had him slotted, like, 23 to end of round 1. Like, could we see him potentially going much earlier now because he performed so well?
Yeah, I think it went really, really well. You're right. I mean, the only reason you do a workout is just so everyone can, like, is he normal or not? Does he look like himself or not? It seems, I mean, it kind of honestly looks like a bizarro Tom Pelissero, just being totally honest. Not the jacked part of it.
Whoa.
No, not the jacked part of it.
We saw
but
Tom
facial.
Yeah. Cooper DeJean does not look like Tom Pelissero.
I don't like it's a little bit like it. Anyway.
Well, he's white, of course. Yes, he is white with brown hair.
Does he play the bass? Is that why?
We get it. He's white. Okay. Way to go,
No,
Rap.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I didn't say any of that.
Oh, he's milky looking. Okay, Rap.
I don't see that.
Well, it seems like he's supposed to not run that fast. We get it, Rap. We understand what you're saying.
He's such an idiot.
I'm
His
not
stock
saying
is. I think neither am I. I think it was really good for him. And like, if you say to me like, do I believe he's a first rounder? I definitely do. And it's not like, it seems like a totally fine corner class, but high end wise, there's not that many of them. Like, and I can look at teams in the teens and be like, he needs a corner. He needs So I think this is really good for him. I think he showed that he's back to the player he was before his injury, and everything is positive now going forward.
You know what? He kind of looks like a Colt. The more I look at him.
Yeah, something about him makes me think Indiana would love him.
What's that?
There's something about him.
That'd also be sweet.
Oh,
Can't
sure.
put your finger on.
Can't put my finger
Green
on
Bay
it, but
guy.
I feel like Indiana would love a play. Green
Because of
Bay, they
cover
love him up
skills?
there too.
Ball skills, cover skills, playmaking abilities.
Maybe you guys pick him at 3 up in Boston. Is that what you're saying?
No. New era in Boston. I don't think we don't want him. We don't need a corner. We got Christian Gonzalez last year in the first round.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Blue chipper.
Oh my God.
He is blue chipper.
He's talking about Christian Gonzalez.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
This guy, if he stayed healthy last year, he could have could have been a top 10, 12 pick. But that's just
What did he do? He broke his
my
leg.
opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Broke his leg.
That's a tough one.
Potentially doing offensive stuff and getting ready
practice,
for the
yeah. Oh yeah, it was a practice injury.
At quarterback?
No, like slot, I think.
Pac-Man.
Why has it got to be slot? What do you mean slot?
Oh, don't
you
flip this.
I'm just
become a racist.
I'm just asking.
Oh,
You
jeez.
son of a bitch.
What do you say? He's like Wes Welker, this guy.
You look
He's like
Mania.
Julian Edelman, this guy. Oh, Danny Amendola 2.0 coming. We get it. Okay, we get what you're saying, Rapoport. Save this for draft coverage on NFL Network, pal. Jeez Louise. 4-4-3. I thought it was going to be a 4-3, but it's coming from a broken leg.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fast.
Yeah, very good.
yeah, definitely. And look how jockey
Yeah,
he is.
he is incredibly explosive.
How heavy was he?
I think
200,
Yeah,
I think.
202 or something like that.
202 pounds, running a 4.43. With the highlights he has from high school playing basketball, somebody's going to fall in love with him. I assume that's how draft will go. This guy.
Oh, he played
Most
basketball.
impressive
Oh.
stuff.
Did he play
This is the most
basketball?
impressive, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Rap.
Yeah,
He played, look at his no-look pass right here. Oh. Vision. They didn't have a quarterback at Iowa last year. Remember that if you watch that no-look pass. Off the backboard, alley-oop. No problem. How you doing? Keep it moving. He's the man. Last question here from D. Butch,
I guess,
Rapoport.
Yeah, staying in that same vein with Cooper DeJean, I think Terrion Arnold, outside of him, Dallas Turner, as far as pass rush, I feel like every draft you kind of have 3 or 4 of those blue chip pass rushers, even DBs. Who are those guys that you're hearing, when you're on those lines that may be a little hotter than I guess the casuals may know?
Yeah, I would say, for me, it would be Turner, you mentioned, Verse, another one, probably in that category, that teens. Layatu Letu from UCLA is going to be the most interesting one, because super talented, really natural, really high end, has some health concerns, but seems to have come through them, but you're going to have to do your research there. But if there were no health concerns, this is probably a top 10 pick. And maybe he's fine for the rest of his career, but that's the most interesting one because it's going to be teams going to the doctors and being like, what do you believe? And like, again, like I think the medical stuff has been as positive as you could possibly hope for thus far. But everything's a risk, and that's a little bit of risk. But I mean, I think those are some of your top end pass rushers. Not a hugely like high end class, especially with a bunch of quarterbacks going early. But I think those are a couple of the big ones.
We're all excited for draft night 2 weeks from Thursday. Can't wait to get up to Detroit, Michigan.
Hell yeah.
Going to be the biggest draft ever.
Yeah.
Gonna be the biggest draft ever. Can't wait
Let's
for
go.
that. Ian, can't believe you missed the whole, the whole thing.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
It's mostly my kid's fault. Actually, it's my wife's fault. Let's just be honest.
Whoa!
She was like, we got to go.
Classic rap.
How about this? So how about this?
Sucks.
The guy we were sitting in front of, we ended up we saw checking out the next day. We're like, hey, when'd you get back? It's like 2 a.m. He also stayed to take the chair. You're allowed to take the chairs you're sitting in. I didn't get to keep my chair.
Okay, what time did you get home? What time did you get home?
10:45. Kids were in bed, sleeping at 11:15, which is so very late.
We missed it all. We appreciate
All right.
you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. Tell the family we said hello.
Hey.
It's my wife's fault, Leah.
Of course. I mean, he's the
Maybe
biggest.
kids first, kids. No, actually, my wife.
There's kids under the bus. His oldest one's 9, so the younger kid got thrown under the bus. And he's like, you know what? Actually, that 9-year-old was on my side.
Yeah.
We want to stick around and drink a little bit more. It was Leah, this lady. What a fun police, my wife.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She
He didn't
drives
miss
while
me.
I drink.
Those things do get late. Those things do get late.
Yeah, they do.
Not this year though. They kept him on schedule this year.
11:15 was out. That's huge.
Yeah.
Because those things in the past had gone 12:31. And it's like, hey, come on.
I do
10:30
forget
on
though,
Sunday was-
getting out of there. You know, if we actually would have done the whole song and dance of like leaving, because like there was so much traffic. Like a lot of people probably didn't get home until.
Not a single city has it figured out yet
No.
that I've been to about arenas or stadiums emptying and it being a lot of human beings. That is quite a game every single Monday.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, got to get out of here before this crowd does, because every city becomes gridlocked because the cops, who we appreciate very much so, they block roads because they're trying to like create a lane.
Funnel. Yeah.
But it's like half the people need to go that way. So now you got people trying to refigure out where they're going. So they're stopping. So then that's causing
A lot of walkers.
and
too.
then and walker, as soon as you pause, can't turn right. Okay, pause. Well, now you got 1,000 walkers coming. And then it's like no city has figured it out yet. Just to be clear, I'm not saying one city's better than another. Nobody has fucking figured it out. It is a real, those football stadiums.
Oh, yeah.
77,254 on the first night, 77,588 or something on the second night. It's like, that's so many people, let alone all the workers and crew and everybody backstage that has to go out. It's like, it is deadlock, gridlock, every single block of the city for 3 hours in some of these places getting out of there.
And like some of them, even the ones that have like train stations, like in Boston, the Garden has a train station, so you'd think that would split it. But it's like, no, if you take the train, then you're just sardines on a train instead of being, in gridlock traffic. And they they legitimately built a train line to Foxborough in Mass for the same exact reason. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's still that many humans.
Yeah.
There's in cars.
Might not be a way.
And being dark. It's like just being night in general. I think this is just a part of it. So we appreciate everybody that fights through that.
Oh, yeah.
To make these things fantastic. Sal Volcano is on TV right now in Practical Jokers. Good to see him. That's about 50 pounds ago. He looks much better
Oh yeah.
now than he does on that. We got some news out of the UFL that we don't like.
No.
Our team, the Brahmas, San Antonio, beat the Memphis Showboats after the Memphis Showboats sent me a tweet saying, oh, what happened? What happened? They had a lead. And then in the fourth quarter, they gave it up completely. The Brahmas came back and beat their ass.
Come on, Showboats.
Classic social media person fucking shooting themselves right in the foot. They deleted the post. I saw it. I'm in the middle of WrestleMania weekend, though, so I got a lot going on. I look down, I see this Memphis Showboats tweet. I'm like, oh, I guess the Brahmas lost. Congrats to Showboats. I do a show. I think we did the countdown show. I get to the other side of it. All of a sudden, it's like, the Brahmas come back and win. So I start searching like shit for that Memphis tweet. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Deleted. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
Can't do that.
Can't be coming from the team account.
cannot do that.
Cannot get caught from the team account. Because
Who's the
people,
coach?
the Memphis
That head
Showboats-
coach has got to be pissed. Can you imagine an NFL coach if they found out that happened?
Oh, social media ones that jinx us? Okay. Yeah, you're never allowed to do what you're allowed to
Fire
do.
him.
So the Memphis Showboats lose, I believe, to the San Antonio Brahmas, who are a team that we have gotten on the bandwagon of.
San Antonio Brahmas have also lost their kicker.
Yeah.
Destroying, obviously, the very famous YouTube athlete kicker personality who we are all big fans of. Hit a kickoff. Another one, he was hitting bombs in the first week, was doing in the second one. Gets in on the tackle. Lowers his head, though, as soon as he makes the tackle. Great tackle, takes a shot at the guy. The guy comes, talks shit at him. He talks back. Destroying, lowers his head, gets into it. I'm once again in the middle of WrestleMania weekend, so I'm seeing the highlight. I'm like, okay, Donald, way to get in there.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as I saw him hit, though, with his head down like this, I was like, ooh, that was a dangerous hit. I appreciate him laying on the line. A lot of people tweet me, gotta love a kicker getting into it. It's like, I do love it, but also that looked kind of a little, turns out he broke his neck.
Yeah.
He posted
broke his
today.
neck? Are you serious?
Yeah, broke his neck. The thing says, thank you all for the good wishes. Turns out that tackle, due to bad form, I fractured my neck in a couple places. Although this sucks, I'm grateful because it could have been all bad, obviously. Kids, please learn how to tackle in proper form. Thank you, Brahmas and UFL, for giving me the opportunity. It has been a blast, and thank you all for supporting me on this journey. I'm going to sit my ass down and focus on healing up. Love y'all, okay? Hey, we're pulling for you, buddy. Godspeed. That's dangerous. Obviously, we know what that could be with head-down tackles that we've seen. That's kind of the entire story of heads-up football there. And I think anybody that played football, as soon as they saw that tackle, were like, oh, that was a top-of-helmet collision. Very thankful that it ended up in a spot where he thinks he's going to be okay in the long run. But obviously, his UFL season is over. And I don't even think he got to kick a field goal.
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I don't even think he got a chance to kick a field goal.
He did not.
Which sucks completely for the entire story. But obviously, Godspeed, nothing but T's and P's over there. And thanks for mixing it up. Not being scared to get in there. You know,
Thanks for getting off the field, too. Thanks for getting off the field. He didn't want to lay on the opposing team's sideline, too. He understood.
You're going to be all right, D.
Yep.
Need to see him hit a professional kick, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Good tackle.
Yeah,
What a good, hey, credit to him for having the courage to throw his head in there and make that tackle, though.
Well, I appreciate the fact that in his head, he's like, yeah, I got to do it. You know? Like, I got to do it. Now, granted, I think, you know, if you don't make a tackle, you're going to get exposed. If you don't get in there, you're going to get exposed. And D's like, no way. He's like one of the most athletic humans on the internet. There's no way he's not going to get in there. But the way he went in, I appreciate him acknowledging too. Like, let's get some proper tackle fundamentals in there going in next time. But D, we can't wait to see you back, buddy.
Bigger picture, you said he didn't get to kick a field goal. They also don't kick extra points. And if this is supposed to be a feeder league for the NFL, I think you may need to talk to the final boss and say, like, hey, if you guys do kick extra points, 33 yards, it's a lot better way to get these kickers some looks if we're not kicking field goals.
Well, Larry fucking David. I don't know if you heard.
I did, but
him.
Thank God Curb Your Enthusiasm's over.
What did he say?
Well, he makes great shows. He's hilarious. We get it. Big fan. He's trying to eliminate kickers and punters from football. So, fuck him. That's how I feel. But, like, he is a hilarious human being. He is a hilarious human being. He utilized, his network and was able to call The Rock and say, we need to get rid of field goals, need to get rid of the uprights. I hate it. I don't understand it. And he obviously has an incredibly good reason for why he hates it, a hilarious reason. His brain is a phenomenal one. But then The Rock was like, don't worry, we don't kick extra points. He's like, thank God we're getting there. It's like, the kickers and punters are the star of the UFL.
Yes.
Just so Jake Bates hit another 60-plus yard field goal this weekend. Okay, he hit 65 or 64, then he hits 62 like it's a chip shot. Hit another 50-plus yarder, and then obviously Brad Wing of the Brahmas throws a touchdown to a center who is also.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was placed on injured reserve as well.
Two of the three guys we interviewed are no longer playing for the Brahmas, but that doesn't mean we're off the Brahmas wagon.
No.
Okay, but the punters and kickers are the stars of the goddamn league. Let's make sure we remember that. Okay, Larry David. Genius.
I didn't know Larry had so much hatred for kickers and punters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Rich Eisen has him on the show, and obviously it's fantastic to watch, but Rich is like, you got any new ideas about kickers and punters? It's like, Rich, we don't fucking need you. You're supposed to be on our side.
Don't tee him up.
Yeah, don't egg him on.
You're supposed to be on our side.
Can't have it, Rich.
Larry David's people are like, is there anything Larry should be preparing for? And Rich Eisen's people are like, kickers, punters, how do we get rid of them? I'm like, what's the deal? Rich, I thought you were on our side. Rich, I thought you were our teammate. You love punters and people too. Remember, you started.
Yeah, that's you.
And then Larry David, one of the most successful comedians of all time, just give him a full platform. Fucking kill us.
Just saw him down.
33-yard field goals would be good for those guys to kick. The fact that Detroit kicked nothing.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
Yeah.
3 games, 2 games?
Two.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Not one.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it was tough to see it. And obviously been away from the game for so long, and then you finally get in there and mix it up. Probably. Assume he's done, or you think he's gonna go back?
It's gotta try
Break
one.
your neck. I feel like
but
that.
he's so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But just to get one field
Have
goal
to take
attempt.
one,
Just
right?
an
You
attempt.
would think at
Finish the
some
story.
You
He has to
bingo.
finish his story.
He does
story,
finish
Don.
the story.
He does. Finish your story, Donald.
Finish
Don't
your
worry,
story. Donald.
We're on your side. We all survived the solar eclipse. Good for us.
Hell yeah.
How does rockets go from NASA? Do we know? I saw the Pastronaut was on the live feed with NASA. I don't know if he threw a football at the sky or not, but how'd the rockets go? And my wife watched it here in Indianapolis. She said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
She said like
Whoa.
there was diamonds and things that were coming out from the side. It was like it was two different waves of things that happened whenever it happened in
cool video.
totality. Yeah, Indianapolis was like the epicenter, and we had perfect skies for it, and it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the hype.
Sure.
People were talking about getting emotional while watching because how beautiful it was and everything like that. And there were some people chit chatting about us maybe like a 2K type situation. Oh, we're dead whenever there's no sun. It's when The Rock decides to block out the sun in the middle of the afternoon, when he decides to go ahead and flex the final boss one last time. That's it. We're good. We're on the other side of it. But I did see an uptick in searching of why do my eyes hurt after people stare directly at the sun. So humans are always going to human, and we survived. We beat it. Way to go.
We beat it.
Not sure how the Rockets did, but I assume we won't find out because if they did work and they did find something, they couldn't tell us anyways.
No, we're in a new time.
No.
They will.
The secrets that they would have uncovered, if they did uncover something, would be too powerful for the common knowledge.
Oh, you're right. I saw a national TV show, talk show, said that solar eclipse was because of global warming. So
I did see something about that.
Who said that?
Who said that?
It was the eclipse, earthquakes, and cicadas, all because of global warming. I think it's the look. I think the show's called The Look.
Look, huh? What channel?
Is that a fashion show?
No, The Look.
The Look makes sense. That's like one of those fashion shows.
Yeah. Like, check it out. This is
The Look.
The site,
The
maybe.
Look.
You're talking about The View, Tony.
There it is.
Oh, I see. We're in the optics.
The View.
Because
Yeah.
The Look.
The Look.
The View. The site.
Is that
I see
Whoopi?
where
Is
you're
that
dancing.
Whoopi?
No,
It's
no.
Whoopi, right?
Whoopi was
Whoopi's on
actually like that's completely wrong.
Hey, open dialogue's good.
Sharon Osbourne said it.
The View co-host Sunny. Her name's Sunny. Okay. With the Eclipse take of the year. Okay, I appreciate that. Sunny hosting, or was she hosting? This is an interesting name.
Sunny
It is actually.
Sunny hosting blames eclipse, earthquakes, cicadas on climate change. The View co-host Sunny Hostin suggested that for some people, an earthquake, emergence, cicadas, and an eclipse all occur in the same year could convince them that climate change is real. But her co-host disagreed. Co-host Sunny Hostin blamed Monday's solar eclipse, Friday's earthquake, and cicadas as climate change. All those things together would maybe lead one to believe that either climate change exists or something's really going on. Okay, so she also alluded to something really going on.
Yeah, I think
What's something really going on?
What the hell's this lady talking about?
Elon quote tweeted
The
this
clip
and
is
said,
all time.
interesting, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's been quote tweeting some other stuff. Elon's been certainly wide open on his platform that he bought for $40 billion while he still has $189 billion. $198 billion?
Oh, I thought he bought it for like $65 billion.
I thought it was $40 billion.
Yeah,
I forget.
That was $40 billion.
So many billions.
It doesn't matter.
It was
So many more.
It's a good open-ended statement, though. You really can't be wrong with it.
What?
There could be something really going on.
Yeah, Sunny hosted those. I think it was a she. Sunny's a she.
Yeah. Something is going.
Sunny with an O, male. Sunny with a U is the describe weather
Sunny.
and a woman.
Like sunflower.
I believe. No offense, if you're a male with the name Sunny with you, obviously you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But in our existence, our research, Sunny with a U, normally woman name.
WWE superstar Sunny.
Who? Thanks for your service to WWE, Sunny. I don't know if it's good right now. You know what's not good?
What's that?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yeah.
Rob Wave, Steph Blurry, Larry Bird,
Bud.
gone.
Yeah.
He's leaving a second one.
What? No way.
He's going to UConn. UConn's going to get him.
Here in the transfer portal, and I'll tell you what, Dan Hurley, I think, would love the cut of Rob Avila's jib.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it.
But what everybody's saying is that Rob Wade's probably heading to St. Louis with the head coach of Indiana State. That's where he's headed. But he has entered the transfer portal, and I assume there will be offers in abundance for Rob Avila, especially after the world got to see him handle the NCAA right here in the Thunderdome in a 5-0 dominant beating of the NCAA.
Good game, what I saw.
I'm bummed out.
It was NCAA looked so embarrassing.
Tried hard.
They were smacking the floor though.
Yeah, a
Working
couple
hard.
good moves.
People say they look older. They said that.
NCAA is old though.
The NIT? What do you mean?
Yeah, but they said like the joints just looked like they weren't supposed to be on the court. That's what the NCAA.
You must
People
have been reading other comments. Everything I saw was really positive.
About who?
NCAA.
Oh, what were they saying about the NCAA in that
Work
matchup?
rate was unmatched.
Oh, your work rate?
Work rate, yeah.
People were tweeting? People were saying
feet?
it?
Yes.
The work rate.
Offensive.
The work rate.
Work rate was unmatched.
Yeah.
They said
Actually
it-
had possession for longer too. They said
Really? So
Yeah.
so NCAA
no points, but did have the ball a lot.
Yeah.
put up a lot of shots.
Yeah.
The NCAA certainly did, as the NCAA will normally do. Put up a lot of shots. Wasted all of them though. Sycamore big man Robbie Avila has gone ahead and entered transfer portal.
Oh no.
Knew this was coming.
Putting
Yikes.
all 5 Sycamore starters in the portal. Hey, it was a good rebuild over there in Terre Haute.
Someone can pick up 5 guys.
Guess that meeting's on.
I mean,
The mayor. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get a meeting with him when they're on a
Hey,
portal.
maybe WVU takes the whole squad.
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Come on, boys. We got the guy from DeVries University, so like whenever you think about what's going on,
DeVry University?
You don't got Huggy Bear anymore?
no, you
Bring
got
Huggy Bear back.
DeVry.
You got DeVries from Drake.
from Drake.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
Not Red
same idea.
Not from a trade school?
DeVry.
Yeah.
I was certain.
Cordon Bleu
Do something with
University.
your life,
Master
buddy.
I
welder.
was certain he was from DeVry
All
University.
5 of your stars are in the Union.
That's right.
A lot of mechanics out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Philly Union. They got a real lockdown on a lot of things over there.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And they made it work in the end. So we appreciate that.
Thank you, Philly Union.
Philly Union.
We'll never do another show in Philadelphia ever again.
That is A-OK with me.
Love the city. Enjoyed everything. Just everything behind scenes is like, okay, yeah, it's too much. Yep, not doing this again. Worth it, though, if you get it accomplished.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And thank you to those that accomplished it for us and got that all figured out. But also, like, geez Louise, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Please.
This one's for the Sycamores.
Okay.
Here we go. Here
Pour
we go.
one
All
out for
5
the
of them.
Sycamores.
Yeah.
All 5 starters.
For the whole school. How about the mayor? The mayor was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's having a tough day.
Yeah, he's in this.
He's trying to round up money from Ballyhoof, which is the local bar. You guys got extra tips you can kind of steal from the bartender so we can give Avila and the boys?
Please.
Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. How about how sweet that point guard is? He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he's
Coach still there?
Probably St. Louis.
No.
Coach gone.
No, Coach is going.
He went to St. Louis.
Coach and all 5 starters gone.
Damn.
good year though. Hey,
That's what it is.
good year.
That's what it is.
Enjoy the NIT final.
Indiana State will be back if this goes in.
Okay.
Okay.
Indiana State was the
Okay.
solar eclipse.
Ah, man. That stinks.
Close.
And
No, good, though. No, good.
via to West Virginia.
Bang.
Yep. Gotcha.
WVU.
His name's
WVU.
Avila.
Can't
I
wait.
got you.
And he's going to DeVries University. West Virginia University as the Mountaineers are about to climb back to the top of the basketball mountain. Hey, Dan Hurley, you can wear your dragons all you want. Because when DeVries U comes through town over there where in Newark in Providence, Rhode Island, good luck. I hope you really did a good job recruiting. Because we're taking the Indiana State Sycamores to the dance.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fun time. I will be excited to see how much money those boys get. Because they earned it. Congrats to them.
Hell yeah, they did.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. We did it. Okay? We did it.
Yes, we did.
There's a chance last night as I was watching the game on the flight back home, there was a chatter about 6 more hours. 6 more hours. What just happened from Thursday night all the way to today has been quite a blur.
Truly.
Quite a blur. It's been a lot of chit-chatting.
A lot of time. A lot of time.
A lot of chit-chat, a lot of events, a lot of situations, a lot of legendary moments that I can't thank everybody that has allowed me to be a part of them enough. Thank you for a great weekend. Thank you for a phenomenal Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow with a good one.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow's a good one. Then we're off Thursday, Friday for the Masters because the Masters are on every ESPN network. There's no reason for us to compete against the Masters.
No.
We learned our lesson with March Madness.
Yes.
Because we would like to be watching the Masters as well.
Bingo.
Just like we would have been like to watch March Madness, which next year, 1,000% chance we are not live during March Madness's first 2 days.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Truly.
That's the most we've ever planned ahead before.
It really is.
By far.
What we just did.
By far.
Look at that. Next year, boys.
Yep.
First 2 days.
Book
we're
it.
off. Congrats to us doing that. Look at us. We're adults.
Figured it out.
This is the future of our program.
We're learning and growing.
That's right. We're off Thursday, Friday, but tomorrow we got the biggest one we've had in a long time.
Amen.
Big guests.
Huge. Oh, my God.
Holy fuck.
Physically big as well.
Huge.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get to a break.
Yep.
About 21 hours. All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. That's for real. This weekend, it felt like at Mania, there were so many people just like saying nice stuff to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see how the vibes are just immediately up. You know, you don't always have to say the obvious, which could be negative. Like, for instance, in the moment, you guys didn't tell the Fanatics people, like, hey, out of 72,788 people, you're the only ones acting like assholes.
Right.
You didn't say that.
No, we didn't.
No, because we want the vibes to be high. So what you guys said instead was, man, thank you so much for stepping on my shoe. That was the best I've ever felt in my life as they walked out. Because vibes are high. You just say something nice to somebody, it makes everything feel better. Now, there's sometimes you're going to have some hard conversations with folks. Let's pick and choose when those are, because you never know what somebody's going through on the back end as well. So be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together, okay? Team on me. Team on three. We're back with a big one tomorrow.
Massive.
1, 2, 3.
Team.
Goodbye.